Line up, you f***ing nerds. Who wants a shot at the champ?
They bring the heat.
Francis Ngannou is the hardest puncher in the history of fighting.
They bring the knowledge.
If you think this fight is going 5 rounds, you are out of your mind.
They bring you the picks.
The dog is getting it done in this one.
We deliver every single week. We're bringing the heat, ladies and gentlemen.
The money line.
Don't miss it on the MMA Experts channel each week. The Money Line. We are live, episode number 28. I am AJ, and I'm joined by my guy, Mike Finch. What's up, bro?
I'm good, man. First time we put the new introduction up. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed it. The hard work of Kusha and mainly the man, the myth, the legend, Billy Barnes got us a new intro. You guys were showing us some love on the old intro right before we made the new one. We hope you like the new one as well.
Yeah, definitely let us know, man. I think it's pretty heat. I love the drop of the beat right as Ngannou lands the fucking uppercut to kick it off, man. There's some
exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. And by the way, that was AJ's contribution, was putting that old line back in there. And the way Billy timed it right on the uppercut, right? Freaking perfect. I love it. We are live, ladies and gentlemen.
We're live, baby. We're live. We're doing well, man. Let's go. Doing fantastic. I'm looking 20 years younger, I guess. The few that thought I was in my 40s are now like, I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
AJ shaved the beard for those of you who did not pick up on that. He just thought he, had to compete a little bit here. I couldn't be showing him up on this side, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Listen, I said I gotta clean it up. I gotta make it look fucking money. Oh, let's go. I like the new one even more. Let's go. That's great. That's great. That's a great compliment. Listen, bro, I didn't finish the press conference. I'm about 5 minutes into it. Mike saw I had it on the phone before the stream, but we had to go live.
Yeah, I heard Strickland saying his usual craziness, so it'll be interesting to watch that. I did watch Strickland in his individual press conference, and all the goofy shit he was saying about Joe Biden or whatever the fuck he was talking about. But they gotta watch out when they put Sean Strickland in front of a microphone, man. The UFC's got to be careful. They just need like a PR woman, right? What's her name for the UFC? They just need her right over his shoulder, to kind of give him a little tap, like
Not cut the line. I like it, bro. Let him be as unhinged as possible. AJ looks like Jonah Hill. Listen, bro, come on, man. Shit. Jonah Hill 15 years ago, wasn't he like 300 pounds then? Come on, man. Come on.
Oh shit. God. Is he like the Jonah Hill from like Wolf of Wall Street? What are we talking about? What Jonah Hill are we talking about, bro? Give us the movie.
Thinking Superbad is the one they're thinking.
That's way back, bro. That's babyface Jonah Hill.
Yeah, I guess I am babyface McGee right now with this shit. I like the babyface though, man. I'm feeling slick and I'm feeling smooth, man. Strickland 10-8 is he at the press conference? I'm definitely gonna check it out.
We gotta watch that, dude. Should we just throw it up for the fans? I'll turn my laptop around. That's beautiful. I will check that out afterwards, guys. I love it.
Let's get it. Big news, Mike Tyson. Was he 56 today? I guess not big news, but happy birthday to the big man.
Happy birthday to Iron Mike Tyson. Very, very nice that I got the chance to see him this year. The dude is a freaking icon, beyond combat sports. The guy is special. So I saw Henry Cejudo give a shout out to him today. I saw Bruno Silva, who we will have later on the show. Bulldog Bruno Silva gave him a shout out and posted a little video he had with Iron Mike. Yeah, the man. I mean, is he going to fight again, AJ? Is he done? Is 56 enough?
He's retired. He officially said he's done.
I believe him.
No reason to get back in there. He did that exhibition with Roy and call it a day.
Call it a day. Joe Rogan hyped that thing up so hard that everybody and their mother tuned into that sparring match between Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. And even Joe himself admits it. Like, he sold that thing, man. He sold it to the masses. So,
dude, I believe it too, but I think it was a sparring match. Like, they weren't allowed to hit full force to the head. They just didn't tell anybody that because they definitely didn't look like they were trying to take each other's heads off. It was more body attack.
You could place a bet on that, no?
I think you could have.
Dude, that was a little questionable because, I mean, it goes all rounds and it just automatically goes to a draw, even though Mike Tyson obviously would have won if that was a
Yeah.
scored bout. It was very, very bizarre.
But no, they scored it even though. They pretended like they had scorecards.
I wish I would add more inside info for you guys on
Yeah.
that one, because there was some easy money to be made betting on that one. Obviously, it was going to a draw if both of them were going to go out there and spar like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting for sure. By the way, there's some nonsense talk about Mike Tyson fighting one of the Paul brothers. No, stop. No,
Yeah,
don't do
no.
that. Don't
That's
do
not
that.
happening.
Okay, put
No,
Vitor
no.
Belfort in there. That's what we want to see.
I want to see Jake Paul, Tommy Fury, and I want to see
Fair
Jake
enough.
Paul sleep that fucking poser. I'm not a Tommy Fury fan at all. I think Tommy Fury is, I don't know, riding the wave of his brothers, but he is not near the boxing skill set of them. He's an actor / reality TV star, and I think Jake Paul will beat him, dude. I think Jake Paul will knock
Jake
him
Paul
out.
actor / reality TV star.
Right, but at least he rode in with that from the get-go. Not, he's just a boxer, I like Jake in that one big time. Jake beats him. He outworks him, man.
Jake's got a lot more power. You actually heard
Yeah.
Tyson kind of saying that to Tommy when Tommy was getting in the car with Tyson before he fought Body Snatcher,
Yeah.
and Tyson was ripping him up. Hey, were you at the club? What are these pictures of you at this club? So he was kind of telling him, man, like, hey, this is not a joke. You're going to go in
Right.
there and fight a guy with real power. You're going to have to get in there and actually box this dude. So, yeah, I could absolutely see Paul getting the dub over our man Tommy Fury, especially after their last fights. Looking at Tommy Fury specifically, it's not that impressed in his last one, man. He looks like he's getting out there and sparring, so
Right.
the power difference is just so extreme between the two. AJ, did you see that he had a visa problem? He couldn't get in the country.
We got to do this real quick. Hold on. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to Devin Davis with the $5 donation to the channel. Much love, my bro. And Mike, we'll jump right back to it. But Devin Davis, much love, my brother. No, so with that, I'm hearing visa problems. There's a lot of excuses on the side because the stain on the Fury name when Jake Paul beats him is going to be something he'll never live down. And I really feel like as much as they're willing to pay him, the family has so much money. Does he really need the paycheck? Like, yeah, for himself, that would be the Tommy Fury money. But the bloodline is set. The Fury bloodline is set. It's more of a loss to have a Fury lose to a Paul, brother. I really feel like Tommy and Jake is fading because I think Jake just posted that he's not going to be doing that one. He's looking elsewhere now for new opponents.
Jeez, man.
He wants this fight. It's purely the Tommy fumble side, bro. I'm riding on the Jake Paul side on this one 100%,
I see you, bro.
man. I am. I got to.
I see you. Hey, he's proven a lot. He's proven a lot. I remember back when I was listening to Chael Sonnen break down Ben Askren versus Jake Paul and how he was talking about how Ben Askren's a real fighter and how, Jake Paul is going to get in there and he's going to be in there competing with an Olympian, a real high level guy. That type of mindset anyway. And, obviously we all saw what happened to one hip Ben Askren. Fake hip Ben Askren did not look so good in there.
No,
and then, over this time, people have been able to actually get real looks at Jake Paul, his 2 fights with Tyron Woodley. And you really got to see, man, it's not a joke.
Right.
The kid ain't doing shit to Canelo. He's not doing shit to, I think, the highest level guys, especially, hey, here's an idea. Fight somebody your own size. That would be good to see. I don't think he's doing much over there, but I do think he's a legitimate, mid-tier pro with power. I mean, which you could beat a lot of guys in that level.
Yeah, and he's young, developing guy. And I mean, Tommy Fury, I think, is a perfect fight. And I really feel like Tommy Fury would look bad, bro. Like, yeah, you don't want to do it, man. We're riding with the Jake Paul trending topic, man. I gotta just pull this over here. AJ, you wearing a hospital gown? That's funny. No hospital gown. I am feeling better. Taking some medication to bring myself back to 100%. But 100%
AJ's doing good compared to our producers over
he's
struggling with COVID right now. So shout out to Billy. Survive this, bro. You got this.
He's got this. He'll get through it, man. He'll get through
Billy
it.
calls us with an ice pack on his head. We're like, holy shit, bro. I'm looking at right above our beautiful $5 donation. Mike may be willing to whoop Logan Paul's ass for some money. MMA is what I want to see. These boys are big and athletic. These boys can box. That shit would be. I'm definitely coming out with a bloody nose. Like, I respect their boxing. MMA, they're getting strangled. It's over. Let's go.
Let's go. Jiu-jitsu, baby. Jiu-jitsu, brother. Jiu-jitsu. Of course, Fight Companion Saturday, brother. I'll be live for the entire card. Card.
Let's go. That's a good card to call, dude. That's gonna be super
nice.
fun. That's super fun.
I'm excited, man.
I will unfortunately be celebrating 4th of July.
No, you'll be good, bro. I wasn't gonna put you on the spot and even ask, bro. Don't even worry. Man.
I wanted to get it out there first. I always appreciate the invites. You guys will see me on there, but come hang out with AJ, man. I'll be drinking a cold one, watching some fireworks explode off on the beach. I live right by Huntington Beach. I just walk right over there. So if I get drunk, I don't have to drive a car, guys. I'm good. I'm gonna have a great Saturday.
Let's go. Enjoy the hell out of it, Mike. I'll be enjoying the hell out of mine. And it's time though that we have to talk some predictions. I want to jump into it, guys. Smash the likes if you're tuning in, and subscribe if you're new. Let's get into the first fight. It is Jessica Rose Clark and Julia Stoliarenko. Mike, I'll let you kick down the breakdown for this, and kick down the breakdown, kick off the breakdown. Really.
Kick down the breakdown. No, I was a fan of the first one, dude. Look, you want to lean Jessica Rose Clark here, but we have to be honest about the inconsistency in her performances and her overall decision-making in the fights. It seems pretty green to me still. This Stoliarenko girl has had close fights, man, with some good women too, you know? So people want to look at her losing streak and be like, easy, Jessica Rose Clark. Not actually one I would consider betting on, guys. I think this will be a competitive fight. I think it will go back and forth. I have a lot of faith in CSA. You know, they're about to have Chris Gonzalez fight Usman Nurmagomedov in Bellator. I think that's a pick'ems. They have CSA has a lot of Piccolati. I mean, go through the list. They got a lot of talent over there, and Jessica Rose Clark is in good hands with their coaching staff. I do think that we could see some fruit from Jessica Rose Clark. She has to win this fight. She has to win this fight, and I think she will get it done. Will I bet on her, AJ? Fuck that.
Fuck that. Fuck that, because I have bet on her and lost before. With Stephanie Yeager, bro, she tried to grapple with the judoka, and I did not like that. Now, as far as the lines for this one, my bookie, brought to you by my bookie, minus 150, Jessica Rose Clark, Julia Stoliarenko plus 120. I personally am not craving betting either side. The odds are too close for like a dog play where you're just jumping on the dog side. And then the odds are, I guess, not worth it on Rose Clark, who's like inconsistent in my opinion. I see her winning, probably a competitive decision. I'm not liking it though. Like there's no betting desires for me. I'm not feeling much of anything, man.
Yeah, I would go pass on this one, guys. There are a couple bets. I'll go ahead and respond to Mr. D here. He says, let's go. I need some big dogs, Mikey. Look, I grew up with Rottweilers. I could recommend a St. Bernard. You could definitely get a nice big dog, but I do think on this card, there is one fight in particular where I'm loving the dog pick. We'll get to it. Stay tuned.
Let's go. Listen, we got the first interview coming in. Our guy joining us is the current champion of the world, Patricio Pitbull.
All eyes on me.
Patricio, how are you, my brother?
What's up, brother? I'm good. How about you?
Doing well, man. Great to see you here. It's an honor.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming through, Patricio. So glad you made some time for us. Patricio, I'll start off right away with the news you guys got coming in. Your brother is trying to defend the Bellator lightweight title coming up here in Washington. We're super excited for it. Patricio, tell us, how is your brother looking in the gym? How is the energy at Pitbull Brothers?
He's ready. I look to my brother and see he's evolve every time. This time is not going to be different. He has heavy hand, but now he's gonna fight for 5 rounds. He's the champion, and we are create more patience in his game, and we're gonna see a different Patrick Pitbull, but it's still dangerous.
Definitely. He is dangerous. AJ, I'm sure you've been watching the Pitbull Brothers for as long as I have. Dangerous is a great way to describe the Pitbull Brothers. They can bite at any moment. Patricio, what do you make of Sydney Outlaw as an opponent? Where can Patricky beat Sydney Outlaw?
Sydney is a good fight, but he's doing MMA, but he's using his wrestling, and Patrick has the good game to beat him. Have hands, good jiu-jitsu, good takedown defense, and I think that's it. But this time I believe it's not about to defend the takedown. It's about to be patient and act in the right moment.
I love it, man. Patricio, you got your brother defending the title for the first time Friday, July 22nd, Emerald Queen Casino in Tacoma, Washington. Ladies and gentlemen, you've got to watch the Pitbull brothers go to work. They've got not one, but 2 belts in Bellator. AJ, you got to be impressed with this shit.
Listen, man, I've been a fan of you and your brother for a long time. You've done great work. And now seeing you recapture the featherweight belt, I have a question of, what is the next contender that you're seeing? Do you want to go trilogy it up with AJ McKee and just finish this thing out? Or are there other guys that maybe are coming to you?
When I went the fight against AJ, I knew the Bellator need to make the 31 match. So, but now I don't know. We have Adam Borix coming, and that fight he made against
Mats Brunel.
He fought against Mats Brunel. That was a title eliminator, but I don't know yet. That's it. But Baby J or Adam Borix.
I like it.
There it is. Those fights were great. AJ, I'm sure you got to see that one. Mads Burnell and Adam Boric went toe-to-toe. It was a super fun fight. After that, Mads Burnell was calling for the title shot. He wants it. Patricio, what does a fight between you and Mads Burnell look like? Or excuse me, you and Adam Boric, you and Adam Boric look like?
The same thing. He's a kickboxer. I fought as a kickboxer many years, you know. I changed my game, but I can face him in his game. I believe I'm going to knock him out. He's a young guy. He's tall. Everyone is taller than me. It's not a problem anymore. But I'm very confident. I am back with the belt and back in the top. So let's do it.
I like it. I like it. Now, Patricio, this weekend, there is the featherweight belt on the line in the UFC between Volkanovski and Max Holloway in their trilogy. I'm curious if you have a pick in that fight. Who do you think pulls it out?
They face each other twice, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think Max was better in those fights. But now, I don't know what is going to happen. Max Holloway looks like a little bit without chin. Maybe it's something wrong with him. I don't know what has happened. And I see the champion with hit him. So this time I believe he's going to win that match.
Okay. He
won both that one, but in not my opinion, he has the belt, but Max Holloway was better in that one. But now I believe it's going to be different.
Okay. Now, I guess, is there any curiosity for yourself of those matchups? I mean, personally, you know, as a fan of MMA overall, I'd love to see Patricio Pitbull taking on the likes of Volkanovski or Max Holloway, or even up a weight class at lightweight, fighting a Charles Oliveira, rematching a Michael Chandler. Do you have any interest in that crossover matchup?
Você tem interesse no crossover? Ele fala que você se imagina lutando contra Volkanovski ou contra Holloway. Ele disse até no peso leve, ele gostaria de ver você contra Charles do Bronx, uma revanche contra Michael Chandler. Você tem algum tipo de interesse nesse tipo de lutas? E aproveita e fala um pouco como elas seriam.
I believe the next step for this sport, MMA, is going to be crossover. Cross promotion. UFC against Bellator, Bellator against Rising against PFL. and I believe that. But I already fought in the lightweight division. I never lost in that division.
That's right.
I haven't lost, but I broke my leg. It was against Benson Henderson, and in that weight, I feel unbeatable. But fight's a fight. Let's see. I want to do that. I want to face everyone.
So
No problem. I can face a heavyweight. If you put he against me, I'm gonna face it.
let's go. Let's go. I love it, Pitbull. I
It's
love
man
it.
against man. That's it.
That's it.
I believe it, Pitbull. You bring that type of energy and that type of confidence into everything you do, Pitbull. At lightweight, you've looked fantastic, but I have to imagine with your brother as the lightweight champion and you as the featherweight champion, I'm thinking you're going to stay at featherweight. So tell me, Patricio, what would you like to do next, right? Who do you want to fight?
I want to keep breaking records. Knock my next opponent out. Maybe face the UFC champion. Let's do something different. The fans want to do that. So I'm also, I don't know.
We
I
love
like
that idea. All the fans
it.
want that. Absolutely.
it.
But the hard thing is to actually make it happen, right? We've never seen a Bellator UFC crossover. I'm sure you remember AJ McKee constantly talking about wanting to fight Nate Diaz and certain UFC fighters. He was all about it. Now you've got the win over him. You've got your belt back. So Patricio Pitbull would like to fight the winner of Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski. This would be your favorite.
Yes, it's amazing. If it's happened one day, it should be amazing. But I don't know. Dana White doesn't have balls.
Oh,
Why you say this, Patricio? Why you say this?
He's afraid of me. He knows I'm gonna beat these guys.
Fair enough. I know that Bellator loves having you as a champion. Bellator loves the Pitbull brothers, so you've had a great home at Bellator. I mean, are you comfortable staying in Bellator? Are we going to get to see these matchups? AJ McKee for a third fight. Is this the future for you, staying in Bellator?
Você está confortável ficando no Bellator, o seu futuro é que tá lá, a gente vai ver essas lutas, por exemplo, a trilogia contra o AJ McKee. Assim você sente, você vai passar o resto da sua carreira por lá pelo Bellator?
Bellator is a great organization. I'm the king in there, but my life is I will move por desafios.
My life is moved by challenges.
So I'm trying to make it happen. Bellator against UFC. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but let's see what in the future. I don't know.
AJ, I do know that, the UFC's talking about Volk moving up because there wasn't an immediate challenger. Obviously, the big fight between Cater and Emmett produced one. But, if there's no distinct challenger at 145, AJ, I know I'd like to see it. Patricio Pitbull representing Bellator, maybe Alexander Volkanovski representing the UFC. Of course, Max Holloway's in it. That's fun, right?
I love the idea of cross promotion, Patricio, but I know the UFC will never want to do it because, like you said, though, if you beat their champion, what happens? Now the UFC loses the status of we're the number one. So I think the most realistic option would be somehow you getting a 2-fight contract there, whether it's after
that's
Bellator
why
and
I'm telling you guys, Dana White doesn't have balls. If he has ball, he's gonna make it.
I like it, man. I like it. I can't say anything on Dana White in his lower half, man, but I do like what you're saying, Patricio.
Holy shit. Dana White is a businessman at the end of the day. Yes, Patricio, he's going to do what's best for his business, and maybe a cross promotion fight isn't going to end up materializing, but I would love to see it. The fans love to see that, Patricio. The difference between mixed martial arts and boxing, for instance, is in mixed martial arts, we get a lot of the biggest fights. We get to match up the big fighters, In boxing, a lot of times 2-3 champions, they never fight each other. It would be great to have one champion, and I know how good you are. And, Bellator fans certainly know how good you are. So we would love to see these fights, Patricio. So let me ask you this then. Instead of looking forward, look back for me. What is the biggest win of Patricio Pitbull's career?
Against Michael Chandler.
The knockout.
Yes.
Why?
Why? He was a monster in the lightweight division. I was the champion in the featherweight division, and I beat him very fast. He never touched me. I beat him in 1 minute, and that was huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was huge.
That win, as they say, AJ, has aged well.
It's aged very well. I remember when that fight happened too, because I remember obviously you had fought your brother first, and I remember the back and forth, and I remember Patricio saying, "I want you," looking him right in the face, and then making it happen. That was a legendary moment between two of Bellator's best, right there.
Absolutely,
yeah,
man.
That was nice.
That will go down in history, AJ. That's a really good one.
Yeah, I agree, man. Pitbull, you've done amazing things, man. I think you're an all-time great. This is my bias. I do hope one day to see you with the UFC gloves on for at least one fight. I will say, because I want to see you fight for the belt there. I have to see it. It's going to be, if we don't ever have it happen for the rest of my days, I'll always wonder what if with Patricio Pitbull. So we'll see what the future holds, man. Maybe they'll give you a deal worth biting at. We'll get you paid better than ever or something like that. And you can call Dana White out, talk a little smack to him face to face at a press conference. I feel like this could be pretty nice.
Maybe one day, brother. Maybe one day. Let's see.
I hope so, brother.
Okay, here's my bias, AJ. I work for Bellator. I get to sit cage side when he fights.
If Dana White put me to fight against the champion, I believe Scott Coker let me go.
Yeah. I think
to prove the Bellator fighters is the best one. I'm in. I believe in that.
I like it. I think it could happen. I think it could happen, man. I feel like we got to push for it, dude. I want to push for it. I need it to happen, Pitbull. I need it to happen. You can see it on my face. I need it to happen. There's too much curiosity because I really feel like there's once in a generation fighters, and that's Patricio Pitbull. That's elite level. And I mean, look at Michael Chandler went over, obviously you had destroyed him in one punch, and then he went over and challenged for the title, nearly beat Oliveira. I think that would be sweet. I feel like we're going to see it. I don't know. I have a good feeling about it, Pitbull.
Hey, so the
I am
champion,
here already.
Let's go.
Hey, we know. The champion Patricio says he thinks Scott Coker will. Why do you think Scott Coker would do this fight? You think that if Dana White liked it, Scott Coker would sign off? It would happen.
The best thing to happen now is to prove the world the Bellator fighters is the best in the game. So I believe in that. If Dana White put this fight to happen, Scott Coker will be okay with that.
Let's go.
I love it.
Let's
get the contracts going.
Send him the deal.
Ask him.
I'll call him. I'll call him right now. Let's go. All right.
I'm going to send you his contact.
Send it over. Send it over.
Please, champion. Champion, before you leave us, we all want to, stick with your brother in his training camp here. We want to stay up to date with you to see with your training. I follow Eric Alberison, so I get a little bit of insight into your camps. But where can people keep up with Patricky and Patricio Pitbull?
Ok. Onde as pessoas podem acompanhar você e seu irmão, os treinos de vocês no YouTube?
My brother has Instagram and YouTube channel, so put in there Patrick Pitbull and Patricio Pitbull. That's it. Very easy. So follow the news there.
Perfect.
For sure.
Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 8 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, ranked by MMA Junkie. He won his title back, the undisputed featherweight champion of Bellator, Patricio Pitbull. Thank you for coming by.
Patricio.
Thank you, brother.
It was great to meet you, my brother. I've been a big fan for a long time. I just wanted to send you the best, man. Looking forward to your next matchup. Thank you, dude.
I appreciate everything, brother.
Much love, brother. Much love, Patricio. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks.
Bye-bye, my brother. That is
That
Patricio.
All
Legend.
eyes on me.
the world champ,
Legend.
ladies and gentlemen.
That
You
was
want to switch?
legendary.
You want to switch? Ready?
Yeah,
There we go. There we go.
Dude,
The frickin'
that was,
champ.
I
We
think,
had
my
the
favorite
number
interview
8
ever.
pound for pound. That's MMA Junkie, ladies and gentlemen. We're on a whole other level with Moneyline. Let's go.
Bro, that was incredible for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know I'm a Patricio. You could tell, bro. That's when I look. That's a fighter that I was so excited to talk to, man.
That's a fighter, man.
That is the guy.
Is a fighter. You know,
that's
he's
unless you know we can't call him a fight. He's a legend. Also, I got a shout out to. I know it's your boy Kevin El Basri dropped a dono right as we brought Pitbull on. I want to bring him up. Hopefully he sees this. Need a big card out of you guys. We will give the best we can, my brother. Thank you for the $9.99 donation. Shout out Kevin El Basri in the chat.
We got you.
Go. Good man. Good man. Good man. Good man.
I'm looking forward to this card, man. I think we will deliver a nice card. Yeah, let's go, Kevin. Thank you for putting the pressure on us now. Yeah. But let's fucking deliver.
Let's fucking deliver, bro. Let's deliver. I'm on cloud 9 right now, Mike. Talking to Pitbull was fucking incredible. And he's funny as fuck too, bro. Like he said, Dana White don't have balls.
Doesn't have balls. Like, oh no, he's gonna get me in trouble. I just exited screen. You notice that?
Dude, I didn't. I was too zoned in on Pitbull, bro. I'm sorry. I didn't even realize, man.
Oh my god. And then AJ's out here like, sign the UFC contract. I'm like, shit, I work for Bellator. We got to keep him at Bellator. What are you talking about? So I like when Patricio kind of brought the worlds together, and Patricio said, I think Scott Coker would support me going and doing a champ versus champ.
I agree with that. Actually.
Now we're talking. If Scott Coker's on board, now I'm not in trouble. Now we're good.
I think he would. I need to see it. I fucking need to see it. Let's go. Yeah. Make it happen. Make it fucking happen. Let's go. Hopefully Dana White, Scott Coker, somebody sees this. Just spam every fucking chat around. I want to see it, man.
Blast it out there, guys.
Blast it out. All right. We need to talk about this next matchup before the arrival of our next guest. It's going to be Brad Tavares and Dricus du Plessis.
Dude, I'm excited for this one.
Should be a good one. Should be a good one. I am personally on the Dricus side. I think he's just more dangerous than Brad by a lot. Powerful hands, solid ground game as well. He has a pretty good kickboxing style on the feet. Tavares is a well-rounded guy. Muay Thai-ish stand-up. Like, he's decent everywhere. He's not a super athlete. He's not super powerful. He's not super good he's not super good anywhere. I would say Brad Tavares is a good generalist, man. He does everything fairly well, specializes more towards the striking, but definitely has takedown defense. But I feel like the tricky thing is Tavares is always going distance for the most part, aside from bad loss to Shabazian. Du Plessis is a straight finisher, and I'm gonna ride with Du Plessis by KO.
Woo!
Hot take.
Oh, let's go. All right, KO. That was the call. Tavares, I like that he's training with Eric Nixick. I like that Tavares is over there at Extreme Couture. I think that's a really good spot for him. I do think that that's a good spot for these guys who are trying to level up their MMA boxing to get the wrestling defense on point. It's just, I like their style. They bring a good puzzle to solve for these guys. And Tavares is a real veteran too. You know, he's the ultimate, the ultimate gate you have to pass through, right? If you're going to be in the upper echelon, you're going to have to get through Tavares. I think Du Plessis is going to do it, bro. I've been pretty impressed with Du Plessis. He actually, for a guy who finishes so often, all his wins by finish, all of them.
As of recent, at least, but
I'm pretty sure all of them, bro. This guy is a freak. So if I'm right about that, I mean, considering watching him, the way how he covers up pretty well and stays relatively defensively sound, for a guy who gets that many finishes, it's actually impressive to have that level of defense at the same time. So I don't see Du Plessis putting himself out there to get smacked around by Tavares too much. I do see him countering with that left hook. If you listen to Du Plessis talk, Du Plessis actually is like the most confident in his left hook, right? He talks about his left hook. He believes in it. I think that this matchup allows him to pull Tavares in a little bit to deliver it. Now, with that being said, Eric Nixick, I think they're going to have Tavares ready with the hands. It's just that Du Plessis is just a whole other animal. So Dricus, Du Plessis, I'm going to double up with AJ and go KO, ladies and gentlemen. I do think this guy is top 10, and we're about to find out.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot. And note that, he's never been finished, or excuse me, he's never gone the distance. Right. 7 wins by knockout, 9 by submission. So he's got a freaky game, bro. And Tavares is known as more so a decisionator, man. I feel like Duplessis by KO is the way to go. As far as the lines on this matchup, Dricus Duplessis, he is the -145 favorite. Brad Tavares +115. Looking at the under 2.5 rounds, -115. Tavares by KO TKO, or excuse me, Tavares by KO TKO. Duplessis by KO TKO, just at about +185. I do think he gets the knockout win, but I don't think he's a bad money line play at -145 at all.
True. Yeah, you guys might even see this in a parlay later. Yes.
I think
yeah,
so.
I think Duplessis, it's the right time, man. It's the right time for him to come up and get a Tavares. I like how they're bringing him up. The matchup makes sense. And I think it's going to let Duplessis do what he does best, man, which is, bang that left hook, cover up, draw these guys in, and then lay them out, man. I do think it's going to be a good fight, but I think Duplessis gets that KO. Is it under 2.5? I don't know. So like AJ said, the money line's not too wide. Just if you guys are betting on this, the recommendation's money line.
Yeah, I'm with you on money line. I do think he gets the finish and keeps the streak going, but I'd rather just money line it.
And damn finisher. I mean, I'm seeing a couple of you guys who had Duplessis. Jake M. Duplessis by decision. Step up in competition. Keeps it going long. Brother, he finishes his meal. All right? This guy don't leave a damn shred of rice left on the plate. He licks it clean. So I don't think they're making it all 3.
Let's go. Yeah, I don't think they're making it too long either, man. Dricus Duplessis, the winner for Mike and I. I like that we got some agreement to kick things off. Next one, ladies matchup, Jessica I and Maycee Barber. I like Maycee in this one. Jessica I is on the way out. Her stand-up game has always been okay, but I personally have even overrode it in picks in the past. It's not super efficient at closing distance and landing effective, damaging punches. She has okay boxing. She keeps the head off the center line and likes to move, but I don't know if you feel the same way. I feel like sometimes she's off balance, man. Could be just a aging thing. I'm not trying to say she's old. I mean, she's only 35, but she's had a long career and a lot of matchups, a lot of losses now. Jessica I also badly slept by Valentina Shevchenko. That's a tough loss just to bounce back from in general. Maycee Barber is this young athletic girl who has a lot of upside to her. Did get a robbery win against Miranda Maverick. I thought she lost the fight, but they gave her the decision. Whatever, that's fine. In the last one, clearly beat Montana De La Rosa, I believe. I feel like Maycee Barber is going to win a decision. Some clinch work against the cage. She's going to be quicker, man. I'm trying to see what is Jessica I going to do effectively offensively. Her best bet would be the boxing, touching her up a bit with the hands. But I'm seeing Maycee Barber land kicks, even potentially land takedowns, but more so against the cage trips, I would say. I feel like I'm going to see a lot of clinch work here with Barber pressing forward and I backed up. I'm going Barber on a decision. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think that it's a tough task to bet on Maycee Barber. She's a little inconsistent herself. Dare I say overrated? But Jessica I's looking slower to me, man. It looks like Jessica I is slowing down. Only 35, if I'm not mistaken, but a lot of miles on that car, and a little bit predictable too. Kind of plods around a little bit. You can find her, and it's pretty hard for her to get a counter off in time at the higher levels. So Maycee Barber, we're going to see her for the next few years. Jessica I'm not so sure. I do think that it's a change of the guard type of thing. Will Maycee Barber be a champion? I haven't seen enough evidence yet. I do think Maycee Barber has some holes in her game, but is Jessica I the woman to bring them out? No. I think Maycee Barber wins this fight. Not one of my favorite picks, though, because, again, if you're going to bet on Maycee Barber, she's shown adversity in spots where she was supposed to be better, man. I don't think that Maycee Barber, she should want a finish in this fight, right? If you're in Maycee Barber's corner, you're telling her this is your moment. You have to finish a Jessica I if you want to go up to the top of this game. I don't think she gets it done. I think it's a decision. I think it's still close, but Maycee Barber being more athletic, the youthfulness should come through in the speed and even in the grappling and the tenacity. I know Jessica I is tough, but that's about it at this point.
Yeah, I feel like Maycee Barber win. I'm going to say decision, though. I don't think she's going to pull off that finish that she'll be looking for. The line is wide, brother. -290 for Barber, +230 for I. Bro, that's wide, man. Holy shit. Sounded like something out of a fucking cartoon right there, bro. What the fuck was that? Holy shit.
Don't touch that line, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Not in my house.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it, guys. Sit and relax on this one. If you want to play anything over 2.5, but it's at -305. Barber by decision, -110. Nah, relax on this one. Don't bet. I'm recommending a no touch, and I'm not touching either
Get
side.
your popcorn, kick your feet up on the couch, enjoy it. It'll be a fun fight and a test for Barber. Like let's see what type of performance Barber puts out. That's what I'm interested in watching. You know, if she finishes this fight, that'll be what she needs to propel to that next level.
Agreed. Maycee Barber win, but I am calling by a decision.
Double.
Next one. Uriah Hall, André Muniz. Mike, I'll let you give the Finch breakdown on this one.
André Muniz is the best jiu-jitsu fighter in MMA. What? Huh? Guys, he broke Jacare's arm. This guy is a whole other level. You do not want Muniz on top of you for a second because he's going to take your arm, he's going to rip it off your body, and he's going to go put it up at home in his trophy mantle. It's going to be up there on the wall with his belts and medals and shit. You guys, you know, when you hit the ground with Muniz, there's another level of danger because he's a finisher. So even as you try to stand up with a guy like that, he's on your back. He's going to go off the back and take the arm. It's just the MMA style that people have developed. Like, oh, if I get taken down, I'm just going to stand back up. Yeah, as you do that, Muniz is going to expose you. It almost forces guys into kind of trying to stall him out because the more you move, the worse you get caught in that spider web on the ground. Hall is going to be completely out of his element on the ground. With that being said, on the feet, good fight, right? Hall should try to keep the distance, definitely play the range game. Lucky for Hall, he does have a bigger cage to move around in. Maybe that could allow him to stall Muniz out, maybe even take Muniz to a decision, but I think Muniz needs one takedown for that submission. I got Muniz armbar.
Muniz armbar. I like that one, Mike. And I love Muniz, like as a grappler, this style. I think it's scary for a lot of these middleweights, man. There's not, like, look at the rankings right now. There's not some dangerous grappler. You know, there was the heyday. I guess middleweight overall has definitely been more striker dominant. And then Chris Weidman came along and wrecked things up with a bit of wrestling. But pure jiu-jitsu and having the physicality to be able to succeed, like, I think Muniz can be a contender, and I think he's going to destroy Uriah Hall, submit him in the first or second round. Sad. I've been a Uriah Hall fan for a long time, but, like, come on. He doesn't have a shot here. He's looking slower too, man. This is not prime Uriah Hall either, I don't believe. He's explosive and dangerous as always, but Muniz is going to take him to the ground, and he is going to win by submission. As far as the lines, though, I do want to read them here. For Muniz is a -320 favorite. Uriah Hall at +260 as the dog. You like submission from Muniz? I'm going to give you the line for it. It is -110. So it's not great value, but I like it as well. I think we're going under 2.5 rounds, which is -170. André Muniz, extremely confident pick for me.
Absolutely, man. Look, the way he was able to set Eric Anders up to take him down, he waits for you to plant your feet, you know? So you were saying Muniz is a jiu-jitsu guy. That's true, but his wrestling is probably a little underrated, man. He's got a nice blast double. He's got good trips when he's in the clinch. I think Muniz can get this just from open guard, open in the middle of the mat. And let me see here. There was a comment about how Muniz has been knocked out. But guys, is Uriah Hall the knockout artist that you guys are painting him as here? Like I don't think Uriah Hall has a ton of power in his hands. If he does, it's going to be a kick. And what happens when you kick grapplers? They can catch your kick. I think the matchup just does not work for Uriah Hall. What Uriah Hall is going to need to do is make this thing the most boring fight you've ever seen. He should keep this thing another zip code away, just kind of poke shots in there, move left to right, and get out of the way. It's not going to be enough. Muniz is going to blast that double leg through. If Uriah Hall wants to let his legs go, he's going to get a kick caught, and as soon as this thing hits the mat, that's all she wrote. Muniz is another level beyond Uriah Hall, and the biggest difference in this fight is on the mat. Once it gets there, I think Uriah Hall is going to be in the middle of the ocean with some sharks.
Muniz, the pick from Mike, and I extremely confident on my side. You as well?
Extremely confident.
That's what We got to use the word lock. Like that would be considered. Like, the odds are ugly for it.
We'll use the word lock for lock of the night, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting there.
We're jumping on it a little bit early, but we do want to bring on the next guest, and then of course we'll get back to the picks. Our guy Chris Therien from the Philadelphia Flyers.
No lies on me.
Chris, how are you, my brother?
Doing good, bro. How you guys doing? I know I'm a little dark out here. It's a little approaching dark, and I got bad lighting in my room here, but great to be on with you guys. I just heard you making some picks there for the bout Saturday night, so awesome to be on. I know it's going to be a real crazy night too Saturday.
Oh, the fight card is going to be incredible, man. And honestly, don't worry too much about the light. As long as the internet is running smooth, that's the mainstay. And it looks like you're at a good spot. Some good megabytes right there.
Good stuff, brother.
Dude, it's good to talk to you. Good to have you on. I went and checked out this promotion, and I saw you guys fighting, and I saw the hockey players fighting. Not you, Chris. You're not out there swinging punches. But I saw you guys had MMA gloves on. What is the choice to have MMA gloves on? When I watch hockey, they have hockey gloves on. Why mix it up?
Yeah, you know what's interesting, and actually. That was one of the things, both when we talked to AJ Galante, for the fame came from Untold, the Crimes and Penalties on Netflix. I do a lot of the creative stuff. I came in as a broadcaster, and we did a lot of, I'd say, patchwork. I mean, it was really a team effort bringing it together with the founder, Charlie Nama, Jimmy Galante, Cato Kalin's involved. I mean, it's got some really, really great people. And we got our fighters in. The MMA thing, guys, from my end it was important too. And it was important, AJ, that we have some safety standards, in place. And listen, guys, the one thing that we talk about when you get involved with the bare knuckle in hockey, and listen, the NHL guys, they still bare knuckle fight, right? They wear gloves to protect their hands from the sticks when the actual play's on. But when a fight takes place, they're going primitive. They're going bare knuckling. Guys get punched on the ice. We've seen headbutts in the NHL, even in the playoffs this year. You won't see that where we are. There's a there's a standard, first of all, between the guys. They're friends. They all like each other, and they know they're going out there full force to try to get the win. But the gloves are there as a safety feature, guys. We feel they're necessary. There's no punching when you're down on the ice. And if any helmet, that was probably the one snag we're trying to get fixed right now, is when the straps come off, we're probably going to go to leather. It just delayed it for a few seconds. But all in all, I mean, the actual combat, the fights themselves were just electric. And I was, like I said, I've said it before at other places, I couldn't believe what I was watching. I knew I think the thing is when you see a great fight, in hockey and the NHL, and there's a lot more in my era, the guy's willingness, I think, to stand in there and punch and take a punch was so prevalent in Ice Wars. It reminded me of a lot of the fights that I saw back when I played. So there's something so unique about it, and the same standards apply to our players, to our guys, our fighters, is that they just really like each other, and they know one of them's going to win, one of them's going to lose. But we're really trying to build up the character of these players. There's a lot of personality in a hockey fighter, right? And hockey fights go back, guys, over 100 years, when you really take it. So it's an old sport. It's been part of the competitiveness of our sport of hockey. And we're trying to take the parts, I think, that we saw the fans loved over the years and combat sports in general, and trying to get this up off the ground. We had an amazing success in the first one, and we loved it so much. We're going to do it again on August 6th. Back in Edmonton for Ice Wars 2.
Ice Wars 2. Now, for somebody that hasn't seen the Ice Wars, could you give us like a little general description for the people watching?
Give us your elevator pitch.
Yeah, so you know what, guys? The first time we really didn't even go in any weight classes, but boxing, we were using the rules of boxing that applied to it. AJ's a boxing promoter, so we did the best job in terms of applying the boxing strategy. If you ask him, he'll tell you this is not hockey. It's fighting on ice. It's boxing on ice. So we wanted to make sure that people understood that. There's no stick. There's no puck. What you have is two guys come out in their skates. We had full equipment, everything, including the helmets. Mouthpiece is a requirement. We had, we had our cut guys. We had the lube guys before fight, taking all the standards necessary. We had no injuries in that fight at all, except a couple broken noses, some cuts and stuff. But the chucking was ferocious. And I mean, you had guys in there. We had an Irish bare knuckle fighter Patty Whack kid from Detroit that fought a native kid from Manitoba. It was just an unbelievable fight that got it started. And I think the one that really got everything off the ground was the fight between Amesbury and Derek Parker. I mean, these guys are it was ferocious. And I think after that, I mean, I had Carter Hart there, the Flyers goalie came. He's from Edmonton. I mean, he didn't leave till 10 minutes after the fight. He just go and stick around and just get a vibe for the energy in the place. So it was really, really awesome, guys. It was a dynamic event. And I think the more people see of it, I think they're going to be really in awe the way I was. I didn't know what I was walking into. Saw hockey fights before, but I just think it was a willingness of these guys, these combatants, in 2 1-minute rounds. That's what it was. We've had guys talk about a little bit differently if they like to have more rounds. We did 2 1-minute rounds with a 30-second kind of a punch-off, if you will. The icebreaker, I think we called it. And we went to a couple of those. But we did a tournament-style, 8-man tournament. We had guys that were 300 and some pounds against guys that were 225. We will break it up into 3 divisions. We're going to have a cruiserweight division that kind of goes under the 200 next time. But we got some tough kids from all over, tough guys, and understanding myself that this is a culture, right, guys? Like, I think, and you guys see it as much as what you do with the MMA, but there's a fighting culture where you talk to these guys, and sometimes you ask, you worry about any of these other things. Like, no, this is what I grew up doing. It's what I love doing. I love waking up with a fat lip and a broken nose. It may not necessarily be for me, but they're also 15 years younger, 16, 20 years younger than I am right now, and you know what? They're enjoying themselves. The fans did, and I think we're really, really we are on to something here, guys. I think we have a really unique combat sport at our heels and in its infancy stages.
So it's hockey fights without the hockey. That's fair to say.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. and the other thing too, which I'll say is the one thing that it's interesting with it is there's no time. Like, when an MMA round 5 minutes long, right? There's a lot to do. And when a guy gets stuck and they're tangled on the ground, you could be there for 3.5 minutes and not a lot's going on, right? There's a lot of strategizing on the ground, guys trying to get their grips and lock them in. But with the hockey fights at 2-minute rounds, guys don't have an opportunity to think defense. You go on the offense the whole time. And that means the other guys going on the offense too. You got 2 guys that are just chucking because there's prize money for them at the end of it. There's a lot of glory involved, as we've seen a lot of bragging going on since it ended. And we're looking forward to seeing where this goes. We want to start doing more character development. I think the vision, guys, would be to take the WWE model, because these guys are characters, have that kind of thing off stage, and then have these guys come on the ice and just lay it out there. So it's, the WWE, we know there's stage fights, right? Like, it's based on character driven from the fans, who's the popularity. This year, imagine doing it where you actually lock on to your favorite guy, your favorite character, and then they go in the ring and it's not staged. It's not, predetermined who's going to win. So that's what makes it really, really compelling and interesting too. And the guys, the characters involved in hockey, for years I've been around. To me, they've always been the best guys. They've always been the best guys on every team, the guys that were gravitated to by everybody else. And I see a lot of that now. There's a lot of great camaraderie around the whole organization, to be honest with you.
Well, I can definitely say, so you were talking about the rounds. The reason why we do 5-minute rounds in mixed martial arts is because I got to get out there and I got to set up a takedown, right? I'm a grappler first, Chris. So yeah. I'm throwing some punches to make you look at it, but really I got to take you down. That takes a minute or two. Then once I take you down on the ground, now I got to get past your legs. Yeah. I got to get to a dominant position. That takes a minute or two. So now I got a minute at the end of the round to finish. That's sort of the thought process behind a longer round, right? Yeah. You start going into boxing, right? 3-minute rounds, 2-minute rounds, depending on what level. 2-minute rounds for a fight in ice skates? That seems like a long time to me. What do you think, AJ? Isn't 2-minute round? Damn, you get a lot done in 2 minutes. I figured you guys would go 30-second bursts. So I'll just ask you straight away, why 2 minutes?
Yeah, well, they're 1-minute rounds. 2 1-minute rounds.
2 1-minute rounds. Misheard you.
That's funny. I guess so. Really, the question is then why go 1 minute as opposed to, let's say, 90 seconds? Really?
Yeah, you know what? Great question. And listen, we had guys. We were saying at the end of it, it was our first event. What did you guys think about it? We asked our fighters. Yeah. We asked people around as fans. What did you think would make it better? We had some guys saying, we need to go 3 1-minute rounds rather than again, conditioning was a huge part of it. Conditioning was a major player in our first event. And I think a lot of guys understood that. It was a lot of guys came out after saying, you know what? I might have fared better. So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more of the competitiveness. Every one of our fighters will be welcome back to the second event, and we're going to have a bunch of add-ons. I think we may have as many as 16 fights, guys, at the August 6th event. So we're going to come at you fast and furious. And that's one thing, we could do with that too, right? It's one benefit of having the 3 1-minute rounds, if that's the direction that we end up going, is we can get a lot more quick, fast and furious fights out there. And that's really one of the things that I think is really attractive about it. Don't get me wrong with MMA. I love everything about it. But when you talk about a 5-minute round, you just said it exactly. You're trying to get you're strategizing over 5 minutes. With the 1-minute rounds, there's no strategy. The strategy you have is going north towards the guy that's in front of you.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay. Now I guess the next question for you is, what is the prize money looking like for that tournament winner?
So the first winner we had, every one of our fighters was financially supported coming in. Okay. There was a $15,000 prize victory for the first winner. That was our inaugural event. We only expect the prizes to go up, I think, as the sport grows. But yeah, there's a lot. And you know what? A lot of things that they did too, guys. A lot of them, we had a lot of Canadian guys, and they're really true to their communities and stuff. And we had one guy, Kevin Levitsky. He ended up he raised $22,000 for Sport Canada, Kids Sport Canada. Just going out saying, hey, I'm going to be in Ice Wars. And so some guys are getting their own sponsorships out of it. Great in the local communities in Canada. But, I think there's some of these guys are just so exuberant in the way that they love to get out to these events and stuff. And they're doing great things around the sport too. It's not just all about them. They're doing a lot of stuff too to kind of show, the combat sports in the community, what they do, how they're proud of what they do, and also giving back to those communities. So there's a lot of twofold involved, guys. It's been a very, very organic growth to this. Very much done through recommendations and people that had gotten in it. So from that standpoint, I'm very proud of it. Very proud to how it started. And now we've got a collection of people who've become friends, business acquaintances, and we're just trying to make, hopefully get it to a point where we have an event much like an MMA style, guys. I think once a month, if that's what we want to get to, I think that would be the vision for any new company like this. And I think that we've had an amazing first event, and we're looking forward to the next one and just see how that one goes. We're expecting it to be nothing short of incredible again.
So open weight tournament, and then this event, you're saying the prize is going to be more. So like, what number are we looking at for the winner here, man? I want to hear the number.
Yeah, I don't know yet, but I know one thing. It won't be less than $15,000 from the last one. I haven't even gotten involved in the prize money yet. That's an AJ Galante. I'll tell you what, I'd love to have him go on with you guys before the next one, too. It'd be dynamite to talk about it because some of the innuendos that go into it, he's a boxing promoter, too, and is a real character. But, yeah, and you know what, guys? Those prize monies, I know we've talked a little bit about it. It will grow with time. And and we realize, it's nice to have a former NHL guy, played in Philly for a long time, calling the matches, and even AJ, with his story and his dad, and Cato Kalin. I mean, God, Lord knows what kind of story he's had, right? So, I mean, it's an unbelievable group of people, but I think at the same time, we also understand that our real asset is our fighters. They're the ones that make the action happen. They're the ones that go out and provide that entertainment, the willingness to go out and do it. So we appreciate that, and that's certainly something we do. We take care of our fighters, absolutely.
I like it, man. Now, I do want to ask you about the UFC this weekend. I know you're a bit of a fan. Any certain fight do you have a confident prediction for? Something you're looking forward to?
Well, I know the Adesanya that's always, he's like the feature now, right? Like he's like the guy that everyone talks about. I watch a lot. You know what? The one you guys were just talking about right now, and the name slipped, but you guys were really tuned in on that, and you sound like you were pretty sold. So I'm going to go back and review that one, boys, and I'm going to get in on that one with you guys, I think.
Smart man.
Who was that one? Who was it
André
again?
Muniz and Hall.
Yeah, Muniz. Yeah, you love him. So, yeah, that's pretty sure of that one, right, guys?
Yes, we're feeling good.
We doubled up on him. But, Chris, before I let you go, I got to ask you now, I got family members who love hockey, and they love, like, Bob Probert, right? They love the old school fighters who are they're known. He's known as the tough guy, right? They're known for their fighting on the ice. I'm not saying you're able to get this person. Maybe it's somebody from the past, but who is the greatest hockey fighter of all time?
Well, I mean, you mentioned Bob Probert. I mean, Bob Probert is probably the guy who would have inspired any goon on any team, right? Like he was that fabled legend, like Bob Probert. I ran him over one night, like I hit him, he was coming to get a puck, and I'm thinking to myself, man, that's either a really good move or a really bad move, because he happened to be in a good mood that day, and he said, "Good hit, kid." Skated away. But I got him kind of towards the middle end of his career. My first roommate, guys, was Dave Brown. I don't know if you guys knew Dave Brown. I mean, he was a killer. He was an absolute killer, and I think actually him and Bob Probert. I there's Marty McSorley, Stu Grimson, there's other guys, but I think when you get down to the meat and potatoes of it, you're probably going to have Dave Brown and probably Bob Probert as your two guys.
There
the
it
two
is.
that I think most guys in the league. And then you go back where size became prevalent, and that's why these heavyweights just became off the charts in the 90s and early 2000s.
Where would you say Dave Schultz from the Flyers ranks as far as all-time fighters?
As a character fighter and a legend. But Dave Schultz will tell you too, God, I'm only 6 feet tall, kid. There's not a whole lot I was going to do against a guy like Dave Brown or Donald Brashear, guys like that. He just wasn't big, but he was big and tough at the time, and that was good enough. I mean, they were a wolf pack, that Flyer team, right? And so you come after one, you got to come after all of them. But it was always nice to have that big, the pitted snake at the front of it. And that was Dave Schultz.
Nice. Yeah, my dad's a big hockey guy, so he was telling me to make sure to mention his name to you.
Yeah, great stuff. Yeah, hockey's got a lot of fabled guys from that, and loved guys. One of my best friends was in hockey is Craig Berube, the coach of St. Louis Blues, and he's another one. I mean, he's an explosive fighter, and these guys grew up in that atmosphere and that type of environment as well. He used to tell me his dad had him in tough man contests when he was 15 years old, and he used to win them. So against grown men, so I guess
tough man competitions. You remember that, AJ, back in the day? Tough man competitions. That's like, almost predating MMA, but really it is MMA at the end of the day, right? That's like Tank Abbott used to enter those. He'd show up half, a little drunk and get in some fights, win a little tournament. That's the origins of our sport, honestly. Yes, I know that there are a lot of hockey guys who pride themselves off being good fighters. So very interesting to see you sort of put that together and have your own promotion. So before we let you go, just let us know what's next for Ice Wars. What do you guys have to look forward to?
Yeah, so we're back on fight.tv, FITE.tv. We're going to be there August 6th, back at the River Creek Casino, just in Enoch, Alberta, which is basically the outskirts of Edmonton. And then, you know what, guys? We're really working diligently to bring this to the U.S. soil in our third fight. That will be the plan. We have a couple of options right now, but now we're just staying focused on one at a time. Really excited about the next one, August 6th. And to get things geared up again. I can't wait to see it again. I was that excited and that electrified by what I'd seen that night. And I happened to just be calling it. It was great.
That's sweet. I definitely want to check one out live. I'm very interested now, man. I'll definitely be tuning into the next one.
And $19.95, guys. I mean, it's the best $20 you could spend for just pure entertainment. For 4 hours coming at you, just guys chucking knucks. It's a lot of fun. It's and you know what else is cool too? It's a lot like MMA. You could kind of sense the brotherhood around it too, right? Just all good guys, out trying to earn a buck and make a payday.
Yeah, that's what it's about, man. Making a quality payday for the ones putting it all out there. Well, cheers to you, my man, Chris. It was great meeting you. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Guys, have a great rest of the show. Enjoy the weekend, and good luck with that event on Saturday. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Much
you,
love,
Chris.
man.
Thanks, guys.
Good to see you, brother.
All eyes on me.
Ooh. We're
Wanna
scrolling down.
Here we go.
We're going to switch in a sec. I got to get back to the proper fight, my brother. The proper fight.
AJ don't like me in his spot. There we go. Now
The thing is I like the spot setup when we're on the side, that I'm down, you're up, and then the guy is there. Just when it flips us back, it just looks weird, man.
This is AJ. We're good.
No
Having
excuses,
fun.
brother.
3 interviews today, guys. We got this shit rolling. We're not even done. We got a UFC fighter coming up, and if you don't know who it is, I'll leave you in suspense.
Yeah, listen. If they don't check the thumbnail, they won't know. In the description. Well, we had a good little intermission from the picks, but we are now on the 5th fight of the night.
You're all good. You're all good over there. Woo! AJ's holding it together for you guys.
I'm holding it together as best I can, man. I had to let out a fucking little cough there. But I do want to talk about this next one, Jim Miller, Cowboy Cerrone.
Yep.
It's a tricky pick. Mike, I'll let you lead this one out and give us the breakdown. It's at 170, remember?
Yes, 170 pounds. So let's go through the list, right, of things that we were saying, the things that I'll just speak for myself, that I was saying about Cowboy Cerrone and Joe Lozon. Joe Lozon's a fast starter. Cowboy's a slow starter. Jim Miller, not so much of a fast starter, not quite as dangerous in that first minute. Okay, so we'll erase that off the board. Another thing, Cowboy cutting weight, right? He's had to make that 155-pound limit. Well, they eliminate the weight cut. Cowboy gets to just walk in at 170 pounds. That's a big difference for Cowboy there. Cowboy having to worry about a fight. We know when Cowboy's got a freaking fight scheduled months and months out, that shit wears on him, right? It's short notice fight. This is kind of, now we're talking about the intangibles, the little details that we had an issue with in the Joe Lozon fight. Those start to change in this fight. With that being said, I do have a lot of respect for Jim Miller. I do think Jim Miller absolutely has the potential to finish this fight, but they fought before. And so Cowboy might be able to draw off of that previous fight of theirs, come in with a little bit of confidence and win a kickboxing fight. If this thing stays on the feet the whole time, Cowboy is significantly longer, taller, better kicker. If he can keep this thing at range, there is a pathway for Cowboy to win this thing. Jim Miller, I do think, is better on the ground. Jim Miller coming off of 2 victories here too, so Jim Miller's super dangerous. I got to tell you, man, I've been on the fence on this one. I've been back and forth on this one. I'm definitely going to keep my money in my pocket. I'm definitely not going to bet on this one. But I'll go crazy, man, just to upset my crowd, who I saw somebody else saying, for sure Finch is picking Miller. Wrong. I'm going to go Cowboy. I'm going to say that he gets it done 2 rounds out of 3, keeps it kickboxing long enough to win a decision.
You sick bastard. I mean, I don't hate it, bro. Like, I think Cowboy's a viable underdog. It's a fucking coin flip, dude. Miller has been looking good. Cowboy hasn't. It's at 170. Miller fights at 55. The first fight, Cerrone killed Jim Miller, but Cerrone's aged a lot worse than Jim Miller has. I gotta go Jim Miller.
I respect that.
I was on knockout earlier in the week, but I'm leaning decision now. With time, I'm leaning decision because it's 70. Oh, this is one that it's like, you don't know what the hell. When the cage door closes, I don't know. I'm going Miller decision. That's what we're saying. Let's ride with it. Fuck it.
Miller finished his last 2 fights, overhand right hook. I mean,
yeah.
Miller's dangerous for sure, but Miller at 170, that is the smallest 170-pounder I've ever seen, man. And Cowboy Cerrone at 170, it makes a lot more sense for his frame. Cowboy was up there fighting real 170-pounders, Rick Story. I mean, go through the list, right?
Yeah.
So at 170, they really put a lot of the cards over into Cowboy's favor here. We'll see what he produces. I assume that if Cowboy's taking this fight, he's taking it seriously. Before that last Joe Lozon fight, I know he was shooting a movie in Thailand. Luckily, that's all over. Hopefully, he's been able to take a couple weeks here, really focus in. I'm rooting for Cowboy, man. I would definitely caution anybody betting on this fight. We don't know what Cowboy to expect. I hope it's the Cowboy who always puts on an entertaining show, who landed that ridiculous combination on Story. That's the guy I want to see. Time will tell if we get that pleasure.
We're gonna find out, bro. We're gonna find out. As far as the line, Miller minus 190, Cerrone plus 155. But we're both kind of on the anti-betting side of this one. I think it goes over a round and a half, minus 140. Maybe that's the play, over a round and a half, but could not be the play because Cerrone could look awful in the first round and then get stopped and be done.
Yeah, and look, a couple of you guys coming in here. Miller, Cerrone's time is up. Miller due for a decision. Lock it. I see you guys out here pro Miller, and that makes sense. I understand what you're seeing. If Cowboy shows up like the way he showed up against McGregor, yeah, he could get blown out of this place. But a 170 Cowboy, I'm going to give him a little respect. I don't know. I'm not going to bet on Miller. I do think that there's a rhyme and a reason to bet on Miller. He could have a performance, that's for sure. But I'm gonna wait for the evidence on this one. Let's see what Cowboy looks like, and then it'll really inform our next 2 or 3 fights of his.
Definitely, brother. Now I got this one question. AJ, how do you feel about Full Send's new journalist? I have no idea who it is. I don't know. I feel nothing. I guess that would be my true answer to it. Besides not knowing and just, I mean, that's full send, man. They did that MMA thing and they weren't serious about it. That full send whatever freaking thing they were doing, trying to start a podcast. So I got no emotional ties to them.
There it is. I have never seen, the only thing I full send is this right hand when I'm sparring. I have no idea what their podcast is. So I cannot answer that question either. I do know that Moneyline's been fun, and we got a hell of a fucking card coming up here, ladies and gentlemen. Every single fight on this card is fun. Super excited to get to the main card. AJ, this is one of those few cards where I didn't have to do as much research because I know everybody so damn well. You know what I'm saying? This card is a fun one, man.
I still feel like I had to do the fucking normal amount, bro. It's just myself. Dude. I try to. If not, I don't know. If not, I feel like I'll just be talking in fucking circles the whole time, man.
When you guys give me these, for instance, the Gamrot Sarukian card, I'm talking hours. I'm going through hours of fights and making sure I got my ducks in a row. For this one, come on. I've seen every freaking cowboy fight since the WEC. I know what I'm looking at.
I like it, Mike. I like the confidence, bro. I like the confidence. We got to keep running up. We got more action. Next one, Ian Garry versus Gabe Green.
Good fight.
This is a great fight. Now, if it's fucking hard for me to pick against Ian Garry. I'm gonna ride Ian Garry. Gabe Green wins fights normally when he's, overcoming some adversity against maybe a flawed opposition, like a Johan Leniz's gas tank, but he hits really hard and drops him. I don't think he's going to get that with Garry. I think Gary's going to probably keep it on third gear, cruise to a decision. I'm not saying cruise like it's going to be an easy fight, but I think he's going to outpace Green, fight from distance. I don't see Green with a significant wrestling threat. Green's boxing from close range definitely is dangerous. He hits pretty hard, but I don't think it'll be super tricky for Garry, who I just see as more technically proficient with the stand-up game. I'm going with Ian Garry by a decision, bro.
There it is. Look, when I look at these two, I see the competition level difference, AJ. I got to say the competition level for Green has been double what it's been for Ian Garry. Ian Garry has not seen great fighters in the cage yet. So it's hard for me to tell you guys to go bet on Ian Garry, man. I do think that it plays into his counter striking though, right? Green, a little bit hittable. When I watch Green miss punches, I do see these opportunities for counters, and that sort of fits into Ian Garry's style. Ian Garry should win this fight, but again, I haven't seen him at a high level yet. I want to see him with some real competition here, and this will be a fun one to watch because Green, much more seasoned, been through, like you said, adversity, been through tough fights, has been able to come back. I haven't seen any of that shit for Ian Garry. Ian Garry's fought a lot of guys who do not belong at the highest level. So, I got the unproven guy, versus the guy with some holes in his game. It's a tough one for me to pick as well. I'll double up with AJ. I'm going to go ahead and say Garry gets this thing done. But AJ, we got to both admit, right? This kid kind of unproven, right? He could fold. I don't know what he looks like when you turn up the heat.
We don't know, but we're going to find out. Gabe Green's tough as nails. So I think Garry looking to win, a technical decision would be the best strategy, fighting smart. I'll ride with him. As far as the lines on this one, excuse me, Ian Garry minus 170. Gabe Green plus 140. The over 2.5 is minus 135. And then Garry to win by a decision, which is my official prediction, plus 240. Green.
Yeah, I'll double up with you on that.
I think he wins a decision, bro. I think Gabe Green decision is going to be the pick, but I definitely agree. He's unproven, he's young, and he's fighting a tough guy in Gabe Green, but I don't think Gabe has the style to beat him. I don't think he's technically skilled enough, but there's going to be somebody that I really think gives Garry a lot of problems. I don't think he has, the ability to be like a Shavkat Rakhmonov and take out Neil Magny at this point. He's definitely got some growth time needed. He's only 24, 25?
100%. Yeah. And I do think he's going to lose on the way up. I don't think he's ready for the top of that division. JT says small coffee money on Ian Garry inside the distance. I like that coffee money. I like that. Andy Gonzalez, come on. Garry is going to stop that guy. Juicy odds.
Oh,
Damn.
shit.
I mean, I think Garry could get a KO, AJ. I think it's possible. I just see the counters open, man. When Green misses, he likes to leave his big ass head right there for you to hit. You know, if Garry moves side to side like he normally does, he could present a mobile target, hard to track down, coming with the counter shot. It's possible that Garry gets a KO.
Let's go. Listen, it's possible. Dude, I hate having a little bit of cough going.
You're good. I'm just going to talk over it every time.
Yeah,
every time, I'm just going to go on a freaking rant.
I start sounding funny, man. Like, I hate that shit, man. Fuck.
There we go. Devin Davis, we all know Gabe Green for his durability, which means he's getting hit round 2 KO. Oh shit, we're getting some KO people. Yeah, look, I think it's going to be fun. I just don't know. I don't know how much power, right, Garry has, and we'll find out if he's going to be able to put out Green. That'll be pretty impressive. I think he'll hit Green. I think he'll rock Green, but my guess is Green's got a good mouthpiece on, and that he'll bite down on that and make it all 3. Fun fight, though, and I think the right fight, right? We got to test this kid a little bit. Here's a bit of a test.
I like it. I'm going to totally agree with you, my brother. Let's jump to our featured bout of the night.
Shit.
Brad
Good
Riddell,
fight.
Jalin Turner.
Good fight.
It's a great matchup, dude. For me, I've had a fairly tricky time on the pick on this one, but
yeah,
it's still sticking the same way. There's been moments of getting pulled, but I feel like Jalin Turner is going to be what I'm riding with. I'm kind of thinking he gets a decision, though, because Riddell is extremely good. I just think Turner's the more versatile MMA fighter. And even his stand-up, I know Brad Riddell has really good kickboxing, but it is a more square style of stance, like a Muay Thai style, whereas Turner has more that athletic hybrid MMA style. He's a lot longer. I think he's going to be better on the ground, not necessarily better at just landing takedowns and getting it there, though. So that's going to be an interesting aspect. I'm going to go Turner to win a decision over Brad Riddell. Let's hear it, Mike. Let's hear it.
Shit, dude. I've been super impressed with Brad Riddell right up until that Fiallo fight, Brad Riddell, coach at Tiger Muay Thai, right? I mean, high-level striking. If I'm not mistaken, trains with Adesanya and Volkanovski and all those guys, right? So super high-level training partners. Brad Riddell, a lot of good things to say. However, he's up against a beast here, man. Turner, super tall for the weight class, carries power in his shots. Good mixed martial artist as well, like you said, can wrestle, dangerous on top. Damn, is it a tough pick for me? To be honest, today I drove to the gym to go train my client, and I was thinking Riddell. After the debate I had, shit, I could see Turner getting it done, man. I really can. So I'm going to go ahead and double up with AJ. I'm going to flip-flop on my pick you guys didn't even know about. You don't even know it was a flip-flop. I'm too honest. I'm going to go Turner. I think Kevin El-Basri is right. Turner is very athletic, very powerful, very long. These things are going to be big problems for Riddell. I do think Riddell keeps it close. I do think Riddell wins a round, but all Riddell can do in this fight is kickbox with Turner, and that's kind of Turner's strong suit, man. I think Turner's going to be able to smack him with the more quality shots, do more damage, and that'll make the difference here. AJ, are we looking at a finish?
I'm really leaning at decision. Hard to put Riddell away. He's good. Could happen, yeah, because Turner's looked like a straight bully out there in the past couple.
Yep.
I'll go Turner, man. I'm going to say Turner decision, I think, though. What do you think? You thinking a stoppage?
Oh, my God. It's tough for me, man. I think it's possible because Turner's length is going to really help him in this fight. Riddell's going to have to close that distance, use his legs to keep a high volume. I think that high volume gets him smacked with a big shot or two. Now, with that being said, if Fiallo doesn't get him out of there, I got to lean decision. But damn, it's a good fight. I think people might underestimate Brad Riddell's striking a little bit. Brad Riddell's striking is going to be there. He's going to be in his face. It's going to be competitive. I'll be like, 29-28 decision in a good one where Turner drops him.
Mike, I'm just saving you from somebody else saying it. If you're saying Fiallo, I know you mean Fiziev, just so you know.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus. My fault.
Yeah. No. I'm not trying to throw you under the.
Thank you very much. Yes, the man with the beautiful hat and the wonderful Muay Thai. That gentleman right there, not André Fiallo. No, exactly. Hafel Fazeev. Thank you.
It's funny, bro. Now, if we talk odds on this one, minus 150, Turner money line, Riddell plus 120. Looking at Riddell and Turner's prop betting side, I'm going to lean decision for Turner, but I don't like playing it. It's plus 350. And then they also have Turner by sub at plus 700. Money line to me is the way to go. I like money line a lot here. It's a difficult fight, certainly, but I feel like Jalin Turner could get the win on the scorecards. Tough one as far as method of victory.
100%. And it should be said, Jalin Turner's a finisher. You know, for you guys who are hearing us say decision, I say decision because Brad Riddell, I have confidence in. It's not that Jalin Turner doesn't put people away. He'll strangle you. I mean, those odds you read me for submission, those are too wide. That is not respecting the submission prowess of Jalin Turner. He's got multiple rear naked chokes against high-level opponents, and he could submit Brad Riddell. That makes some sense. I can't believe it's that wide. You know, you guys are talking about betting coffee money. You could sprinkle some coffee money on submission.
I think so. I think playing Turner by submission at plus 700 is like, why not type situation. Snipe out that submission prop. Let's ride with it. Turner by submission prop is one to attack on the prop side. Let's go.
Coffee money. Careful. This is not financial advice, but I think that line's fucked up. I think Turner has a real shot to be the mixed martial arts fighter in this fight. You know, he's fighting the kickboxer.
Yeah.
If he takes him down, I could see it. AJ.
I like it, brother. I like it. Let's jump towards the main card. The money line. We are live, and it is the main card. I am AJ. That is my guy, Mike Finch. Make sure you guys smash the like button if you haven't, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Every Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Join us on the money line as we talk to some of the most interesting guests across combat sports and more, as well as break down the fights. Mike, how you feeling about this first matchup here?
Obvious choice for fight of the night. Ladies and gentlemen. I feel like Bryan Barberena is way too excited about this fight. What does he know that we don't know? He's like, when I got the call, I hugged my wife, this and that. I'm like, what the fuck? If I get the call I'm fighting Robbie Lawler, I'm like, oh man, I better have a good doctor for plastic surgery afterwards. Got to make my shit look right. I mean, Robbie Lawler fights. Who wants to go through that? Apparently Bryan Barberena. Just based off of Bryan Barberena's confidence, I'm going to go with him. But damn it, Robbie Lawler can win this fight. Robbie Lawler's in it. Another no bet for me. And it's one of those where I just think they're going to go toe-to-toe, and that when it comes down to the third round, the younger man is going to end up having a bit of an edge here. It could be one of those where it's so close they give it to the veteran on the scorecards, though. You guys know how they score a little funny sometimes. Robbie Lawler, damaging fighter, the harder puncher of the two. Bryan Barberena in his prime. I must say, AJ, to say something negative about Bryan Barberena, he was way too satisfied. With his with his victory over Matt Brown. I mean, that was not a flawless performance. The guy could clearly shell up a lot of things, and he's like, talking about the fight like there's nothing to improve on. I don't like that. I do think we know what Bryan Barberena shows up at this point in Robbie Lawler's career. It's tough to pinpoint exactly where he's at. I told you before the broadcast, I've been going back and forth on this thing. It's a tough fight for me to pick. I like what Andy Gonzalez just said. He said, just bleed fight. Perfect, Andy. Perfect. Who could say it better? Just bleed fight. Get the guy out there with the just bleed on the chest. I'm going to slightly lean Barberena, but really all I'm doing is leaning into the couch, eating popcorn, watching this thing. It's going to be fun. Smart.
I think I'm going to lean to the other side of the couch and pick Robbie Lawler, but I'll be there ripping the popcorn with you, brother.
Good man.
Yeah, I think Robbie Lawler is going to be the pick, but it's not supreme confidence. I mean, he's a more meaningful puncher. He hits harder.
That's for sure.
Definitely more dangerous. But like Bryan Barberena is tough. He's in your face. He brawls. He comes forward. Can be hit. Has a solid chin though. Weird fight for and like prime Robbie Lawler, you give him Bryan Barberena, he slaughters him.
KO.
KO. It's just beat down city. But right now, Bryan Barberena still got his youth, on his side. Robbie Lawler, 40 years of age, man, been through a lot of fucking wars. I'm gonna ride with Robbie. I'm gonna say he gets it done on a decision. And I'm also, picking the legend. You have to, brother.
I'm rooting for the legend. I am rooting for the legend.
Sure.
I want to see. I want to see Robbie Lawler get out there and show us his pressure style. But, ever since Robbie Lawler has been out of ATT, so has his striking. I don't know. I don't know how much of it is age and how much of it is the change in scenery. So, there are a couple things that are missing for me with Lawler and Barberena. I'm pretty sure what product I'm going to get. I'm pretty sure Barberena is going to be in your face. And if he's still conscious, he's going to be throwing left hooks and right hooks and throwing 1-2s down the pipe. We know what Bryan Barberena does. His toughness will probably carry him through to see the scorecards on this one. Yeah. Bryan Barberena, not a ton of power. Robbie Lawler, power though. Something to think about when you guys are betting on this one. Robbie Lawler KO wouldn't be crazy. AJ, does Robbie finish this fight?
I don't think he does, but if he lands a big bomb, he could. But I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say decision.
Barberena's got, he's got
a good chin.
Yeah.
He's got a little jaw on him, bro. Yeah, you're right. And he's got a lot of heart. So not an easy fight for Robbie. As far as the lines, it's -120 for Lawler, -110 for Barberena. Over 2.5 rounds at -180, I do think happens. I feel like that's a confident outcome. I do think we're going over. I don't see either guy getting finished, man.
Okay, I'm with you on that. I like that. So instead of betting the fight, you bet the over. These guys are going to go toe to toe, and I don't think anybody's falling down.
No, I don't think so. Good fight. I'm excited to see what happens between these two. And to Jon Jones' cellmate, I have not finished the press conference yet. Immediately after this, I will be checking it out.
Jon Jones' cellmate. How dare you, sir? How dare you?
That's a legendary account at this point. That's the guy.
I mean, we've had Hasbullah in here. We've had a lot. Joe Rogan stopped by. The account for Jon Jones' cellmate. That's up there, buddy. That's up there.
That's I've seen him a lot in my live, so this might be your first time, but give him a standing ovation, man, for creativity. That's money right there.
Excellent, sir. Glad to have you, Jon Jones' cellmate. Thank you very much. I think that was Chaos Covington at one point, right? Roommate, excuse me.
Roommate. Yeah, not cellmate, roommate. Next guest will be on in about 18-ish minutes or so. It's when he signed in to come through. So we'll keep running up the card and do another breakdown. We got to jump to our next bout on the main card. It is Pedro Munhoz and Sean O'Malley. Mike, break it down for the people.
Sugar Sean O'Malley is one of the best boxers you guys will see in this sport. His timing is excellent. His hands are crispy, as AJ likes to say. And Munhoz's hands, not as crispy, right? He keeps the open catcher's mitts. He likes to use his jiu-jitsu. He's much better on the ground, much more dangerous in key areas than O'Malley. So there is a risk there. Munhoz can kick as well, man. He's definitely a well-rounded mixed martial artist. He could win this fight, but it's set up for O'Malley, guys. O'Malley fights from another block away. They're not even in the small cage, so O'Malley gets to move around, set him up for that 1-2. O'Malley's feints are some of the best I've seen, man. O'Malley gets to make you bite. He'll make you bite, and then all of a sudden, when you don't think he's coming, that's exactly when he puts the 1-2 down the pipe. I think this is a boxing clinic for Sugar Show. The Sugar Show continues. KTFO, Sugar Sean O'Malley with the 1-2, one uppercut, 1-2, puts this man out and puts on a show doing it. I think the way they match up, man, you got the short man versus the tall man. You got the mixed martial artist versus the seasoned striking boxer. He's really getting his timing down now, man. He looks confident again. After that Cheeto Vera fight, I was wondering, right? Looks confident again. I'm confident in him. The Sugar Show continues, AJ.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. Same side. Sugar Show is good to go. I already know he's going to get the KO. You know what I'm saying? Drop it on him.
I think so.
Bro. I think he's going to go out there looking smooth. I feel like he's going to touch up. Dude, come on, dude. Munhoz is 5'6". O'Malley's almost 6 feet. Come on.
That is so extreme, guys. It's going to be legs versus arms. How the hell is Munhoz going to even get in on him? So, AJ, what that tells me, I don't know what that tells you, but what that tells me is that Munhoz wants to grapple. I think Munhoz should get out there, pretend like they're going to strike, and be shooting lots of takedowns, trying to catch those kicks that O'Malley throws out there real long, and try to get this thing to the ground. If Munhoz gets on top of O'Malley, that's where we see his best work. Will he get it there? I don't think so, brother.
When I see Munhoz, I don't think great wrestling. Like he's got
true.
No, of course he's got a capable ground game, but I don't see one where he's going to be just out grappling Sean O'Malley. I see O'Malley from distance doing his thing. I see Munhoz looking for some calf kicks, and I think O'Malley can definitely touch him with some straights as he's looking for those calf kicks because of the differential just in the size. I think O'Malley might kick with them too, and I see him getting his hand raised. I'm going KO. I'm thinking maybe second round. Let's go. Sugar Show. KO. I like Sean O'Malley in this one. Now, as far as the lines, it's an O'Malley fight, so they're unreasonably wide here. It's minus 310 O'Malley, Munhoz plus 250.
How's that KO looking, AJ?
Right now, the KO plus 160.
That's kind of juicy. You don't think that's the most likely scenario? I think the most likely scenario here is O'Malley lets his hands go and gets this thing over with.
It underwhelms me, bro. It underwhelms me. I would like to see plus 200 on a prop, like a KO. I get more like, oh yeah, let's get it. When I see just that, I'm like, plus 160. I'm not saying no, but I don't know. We'll see.
Knocked Paiva out. Right? Knocked Chris Motino out. I know you guys know that Chris Motino is not on that level. Knocked Thomas Almeida out.
Isn't Chris Motino one of the best fighters in the UFC? What are you talking
about? He's one of the best punching bags I've ever seen. You can order it for your house, ladies and gentlemen. Hang it up by a chain. He ain't moving his head nowhere.
Good practice, bro.
All respect to him. Sorry.
Oh, shit. Chris is gonna be like, fuck this guy, man.
Fuck this guy. Yeah, we'll get him on for an interview. He's like, I remember you saying that shit. Look, I think that Sugar Show is going to get the KO. I just feel like that is significantly more likely than any other outcome.
I think it's a common fact that Sugar Show gets the fucking KO. Like, I think he gets it. I think he pulls it off.
That's done then. Ladies and gentlemen, what are you waiting for? Sugar Show's got you. Matter of fact, I have another pick or two that's going to be something that I like to bet on. But this is one of those where, the money coming out of the pocket doesn't feel too bad on this one. I was wondering after the Cheeto Vera fight, how consistent is this kid when he faces adversity, this and that. I think he's back in his groove, AJ. I do think he's on fire. It's going to take more than Pedro Munhoz to stop this train. Motino versus Fish. Oh shit, that's probably a fight too, because he's more experienced at this point. I'm 5-0, but I haven't fought in like 10 years, guys. I'm rusty.
He's rusty, Mike. Let's go.
I don't know about that fight. I like fighting people who have a huge hole in their game that I could drive a semi truck through. As long as you've been training jiu-jitsu for like less than 2 years, I'm fucking you up. But for somebody who's a UFC fighter, I got to give him more respect. I do. Yeah. I do have some respect for the man. I'll give him one thing. That is a tough son of a bitch. That guy, you could hit him with whatever you want. He ain't going nowhere. It's very, very impressive how tough Chris Motino is. So I don't even want to fight him. Respect.
Yeah, fair. Let's jump to the next one. It's our featured bout of the night. Woo! Strickland, Alex Pereira. Oh my God, this fight is something, bro. This fight is something.
We're gonna piss off some people with this one. Who's starting it, AJ?
Oh shit, you're starting it. You started it.
All of you guys who keep saying Pereira is the man and that he's coming up next for Izzy to knock him out, or overrating him so far, guys. He just got beat up by Bruno Silva in his last fight. Like, that was a close fight. This guy is super hittable. As far as Strickland goes, Strickland's hands are loose, right? He's able to get there way quicker to the target, quick back. The boxing difference is extreme between these two guys. I don't see what a lot of you guys are seeing as far as Pereira being this world beater striker. Yeah, he was great in kickboxing. So was Alistair Overeem and a bunch of other people who get their fucking face knocked off in MMA. This is mixed martial arts. This is different, man. When he's standing in front of Sean Strickland with those little gloves on, Sean's going to be able to get right through that open guard and punch him in the face. Pereira's head movement is zero. Pereira is a Muay Thai guy, and he's very intimidating, very stalking striker. But Strickland is, I think, is significantly quicker, significantly better at boxing, more comfortable in the UFC. Let's read off their records. When I read off their records to AJ before, that really jumped out at me. Sean Strickland, 25 wins and 3 losses. Alex Pereira, 5 wins and 1 loss. Come on, guys. I know you're giving him respect for all the kickboxing experience. I respect it too, 100%. But when he's standing across from Sean Strickland, who just trained with Johnny Eblen that entire camp up until the big win for Johnny Eblen over Gegard Mousasi, another one that you guys didn't know was coming, did you? Johnny Eblen, big underdog, gets it done in the main event of Bellator. Sean Strickland was his main training partner heading up into that fight. Sean Strickland's got all that positive energy coming into this one. I think he's going to put on a boxing clinic and punch the face off of Pereira. Yes, it goes to a decision. My man Strickland doesn't pack a good power with his right hand. However, even if he wanted to be a mixed martial artist, Strickland's going to be the better grappler in this fight. I don't know why he's the underdog. The odds make no sense to me on this one. I think you guys are nuts. I'm going with the dog. Sean Strickland dominates this fight with his hands.
Oh, shit. Sean Strickland dominates with the hands. That's a hot Finch take, bro. That's a hot Finch take.
I jumped all in on that one.
You went
all
to
in.
the
All in. What are you guys seeing with Pereira? Hey, AJ, is this Pereira? Can he box? Because to me, he looks like a statue.
He's a kickboxer, right? So I'd say yes, he can throw some hands. He's got something in the fisticuffs. What I'll say is this: if you look at Sean Strickland, he's a tricky guy to fight, man. A lot of pressure, awkward. I've been fucking confused on this pick all week long. The lines are flip-flopping up, down, and all around. And like, this has been probably for me one of the hardest picks of all time. No lie. Let's think about it for a second.
Please.
How does Sean Strickland win this fight? Decision.
Alex
Pereira has the shot to win by KO. Certainly. I do believe so. But it's unlikely. Pereira also winning a decision. Length advantage really favors Pereira. The kickboxing, the style, the flow, the flair. I am a huge Sean Strickland fan, guys. So I'm having a hard time going against my guy, even though I picked Pereira earlier on in the week. I've been sitting on it. Me and Mike talked about it before the show. I'm looking at it now. I'm imagining the fight playing out. I'm seeing Pereira with more tools. Fuck me, bro. I can't change my pick, Mike.
I see you playing tennis in your head there. Who's going to win? Who's going to win?
Mike, I got no fucking idea. I'm
what
going to
are
ride
you
that.
seeing, AJ? Why wouldn't Strickland box Pereira's face off? What does Pereira do other than stand in front of slow Bruno Silva? And he's getting pieced up by Silva, dude. That was a close fight, AJ. No,
it was, but the thing is Pereira has great front kicks, very fucking awkward explosion. He's made out of wood, they say.
I know. Like he's like the bad guy in a horror movie, bro.
Yeah, he's huge too.
I agree.
He's 6'4". Like, I've been riding with Pereira all week, and I'm not going to shift away from it. And this sucks. Okay. But I'm going to stick with Alex Pereira. But I'm rooting Sean Strickland through and through. Fuck.
All right. Look, to triple down on my guy Strickland, the person who's going to beat Strickland is somebody who can take him down, somebody who is able to not stand in front of him. Pereira made an entire career on standing in front of people. His movement sucks. It's not that good for MMA guys. He's a great kickboxer, but in mixed martial arts with these tiny gloves, I don't think you're going to be a champion by just standing flat-footed with glue underneath your feet to the mat. He's not even on the balls of his feet, really. and he's so easy to find, man. You can't miss him when you throw a punch. So I don't see what you guys are seeing. I think everybody saw him KO Izzy, and they're like, Izzy's really good. He must be really good. MMA doesn't work like that, guys. Sean Strickland's hands are twice as fast, twice as loose. I think he's going to be popping him with jabs all day. He'll have to be concerned about the kicks and the knees and the elbows, but guess who he's been training with? One of the best freaking kickboxing coaches in the world, Artem Levin, over there at ATT. Sean Strickland trained for this thing like a champ. Sean Strickland went out to Florida and trained for this thing for real. He took it seriously. I think he's going to get a serious performance in here. One of the best performances of Sean Strickland's career. Everything's adding up for me on this one. The odds being so close. You guys were just saying they've been moving since the press conference. I haven't even seen the press conference. Apparently I have to. But before the press conference, I was feeling that Strickland is going to win a boxing match here. And after it, I'm sure I'll feel the same way. And AJ, the other thing that we're not talking about is the potential for grappling. If anybody's going to grapple in this fight, it's probably Strickland, man. For once in his life, he gets to have the grappling advantage too. Yes, that's got to make him feel comfortable.
It does. It does. It's a fight, bro. It's a fight. Listen, it's not like I'm telling you lock of the week, Alex Pereira. I'm just not changing my pick.
My man. Mr. D, Mikey, I remember I was with you on Ketlin Vieira. Let's get it. Let's go against these guys. Yes, let's go. I'm going in on this one. When I first looked at the line, Strickland was an underdog, so I thought I was bringing you guys a dog. I'm sticking with it. Is it like even now, AJ? What's going on?
It's even now. Yeah, Pereira's a little bit plus, but it's about even, depending where you're at.
Okay. Gregory Moody, that boxing is not going to work. In order for that boxing not to work, he is going to have to present Sean Strickland with like great kicking, range game, and things that I haven't seen from him in the UFC yet. Anyway, as far as a mixed martial arts fighter goes, I have not seen Pereira do the things he'll need to do to stop that boxing from working.
Let's go. Listen, let's go. But let's go. Let's see it. We're gonna find out. I'm excited to see what happens too, bro.
A fun fight. I mean, who's not going to be hyped for this one? Come on, guys.
Hyped,
you gotta love this shit.
I can't let it out of me as much because if I get too excited, I let out a fucking rasping fucking cough over here, man.
Well, then I'll keep talking the entire time, AJ. You just point to me and I'll just go off like that. I'll go on another freaking rant, man. Andy Gonzalez, Strickland is a bum in striking. Andy, come on, dog. You don't believe that. You don't believe that.
Yeah. Yo, so with this one, we're going opposite sides. Pereira, Strickland. We have the co-main event to talk about. Do I jump to the co-main event? Do we have enough time that for our next guest when he comes in? Like, what if he's 5 minutes late? What, he's gonna sit here, right? We'll jump to the next one.
Let's keep the show going until he gets here, AJ. Yes, sir.
Let's do it, brother. All right. Strickland for Mike Finch, Alex Pereira for myself. And it's co-main event time. Alexander Volkanovski versus Max Holloway 3. Third time we see it. Mike, when I look at this fight, I'm excited. The first two were razor close. Volkanovski wins both on the scorecards. We get the third one. And let's see if we get a rightful winner. We find out who's really got it. Hopefully somebody makes a clear lead at the very least. I don't want another razor-thin decision because then we definitely need a fourth fight too. Max Holloway looks confident, man. From what I've seen, like he always is improving still, even, at later points of his career. I mean, he looked excellent in his past couple bouts, but Volkanovski looks like he's reaching like that. I'm going to call it GSP status. Like he's looking like the guy at featherweight. Come on, man.
Love. That's a big statement.
I'm very impressed by Alexander Volkanovski. I think he's an incredible, well-rounded fighter. Made out of fucking steel. Chopping fucking low kicks, powerful, hits fairly hard too, good on the ground, very physically strong, well fit. Like his overall stamina is unreal. I think Max Holloway is going to be in another competitive fight with him, and I think Alexander Volkanovski takes this one on the scorecards for a third and maybe final time, but I do believe it could go either way when that decision's read, especially Holloway, some plus money too. It's tricky, bro. This is a fight that it's like if Holloway wins, they got to do a fourth match. If Volkanovski wins, he's now 3-0'd, the second best guy in the weight class ever. What do you think, Mike? What side do you want?
Each of the other 2 times that these two have fought, I keep seeing the availability for the boxing and the long ranginess of Max Holloway to come in. And what Volkanovski's been able to do to neutralize that is throw a lot of kicks, try to be a complete mixed martial artist, take this thing down. And then, looking at this third fight, I think the momentum is on the side of the champion. Max Holloway, obviously the 2 losses to Volkanovski, ended up losing at lightweight against Dustin Poirier, even though Dustin Poirier really, featherweight beforehand. So, I don't even credit the weight class as much as I do the boxing of Dustin Poirier. So Volk hasn't had any of those troubles, right? Volk has been the champion for a while now. All the momentum on his side. You said GSP status. I think that's too much credit for my man Volk, but I got to learn my lesson at some point, right? I thought Holloway actually did win that last fight between those two. It was very close. I thought he landed the better shots. And, coming into this one, I think I have to learn my lesson and respect Volkanovski here. This is one of, obviously I picked him against Korean Zombie when you guys were watching. But my first time picking him against Max, I do think that he'll be able to get a decision win here. And look, I think it's because he has more ways to do it, AJ. Max has one way to beat Volkanovski. It's by, long range boxing. Yeah, he throws a couple head kicks and stuff like that, but long range boxing, he uses his right leg a little bit. With Volkanovski's been the better kicker every time they fought. Volkanovski is the guy who's going to shoot takedowns. If he can get 1 or 2, those solidify rounds. Volkanovski's the guy who's got better cardio, although Max has damn good cardio. I'm not hating on Max's cardio. Durability wise, Max is super durable, but so is Volk. It's like Volk matches him everywhere else or beats him. I have to go with the champ, man. I do think the champ retains his title. Max Holloway is one of the best fighters we've ever seen. Max Holloway is a guy who has the tools to beat anybody. Will he beat Volk? I don't think the timing's right, dude. I don't think the timing's right. I'm going to double up with you. I think Volkanovski gets it done, and I think I got to learn my lesson on Volkanovski and start believing in him a little more. I'll give him this one.
All right, let's go. Odds-wise, we're looking at Volkanovski at -210, Holloway +170. So the odds are wide in the favor of Volkanovski. It's like even betting props here is a tricky proposition, right? Like if we go, what are we saying? Over 4.5 rounds at -245. Like that's not a great line at all. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. They really think this is going all 5.
Yeah.
Look, Volk wants to finish this thing, man. If you're Volkanovski, your goal is to close this trilogy out with an exclamation point.
Right. I mean, he wants a finish, but come on, man.
How do you finish Max? I see.
Yeah. Yep. I don't think it happens.
I mean, my pick, Volkanovski decision, but Volkanovski's pick is Volkanovski by finish. Like Volk is going out there to try to do something he hasn't done yet in the 10 rounds he's shared with Max Holloway.
It's going to be interesting to see what he can do as far as like seeing the improvements in Volk. I don't know. I just feel like he's gotten better, dude. He's looking nasty out there, but Holloway looks great too. So this is ultimately just an extremely fucking tricky fight. If you're betting it, I'd be nervous on either side. We're picking Volk, but like, do I want to go throw money at Volk? No, there's no upside to that. The money upside wise would be on Holloway, some plus. We'll see, brother. We'll see, brother. It's going to be a fight. I want to see what happens with Holloway's hands early, though, because I do think he has legit threat to Volkanovski. Normally in the first 2, it seems like he wins the first 2 rounds and loses 3, 4, 5. How's it going to look this time?
I think as the fight wears on, Volkanovski just seems to only go into the next gear and the next gear and the next gear, So if I had to, sort of guess who wins the rounds, it'd probably be Max taking the first round and then Volkanovski taking the fight over from there. Volkanovski has the threat of the takedown, obviously. So I actually just saw it in the comments too. Takedowns for Volk from Gregory Moody. Maybe, man. If he could get those takedowns, that's going to make this thing a whole different ball game, because I think Volk on top is just getting more and more dangerous as time goes on. And, we saw him get out of those crazy submissions from Ortega. So I'm not worried about him down there at all. If anything, it solidifies rounds for him, So yeah, I'll take Volk in this one, guys. It hurts me to say because I love Max Holloway, man. I'm a fan.
I know. I love Max too, brother. It's unfortunately part of the game. We got to go against the fan favorite. It's everybody's favorite fighter, right? You heard even I didn't finish the press conference, but the introductions, boos all over Volk, cheers all over Holloway, man.
Man, it's because Holloway won that last fight and they didn't give it to him. Look, it was close. Some of you guys favor the champion, right? In those close decisions. It was too close. But Holloway, you could argue, has the more quality wins of late. Yair Rodriguez is probably better than Korean Zombie, so you got to think that this is going to be another good fight.
I think so, brother. I think it's going to be good shit. Let's go.
High level, fucking high level, man. As far as like, you compare this to other weight classes and whatnot, these are two of the best fighters we've ever seen. And they got a lot here in this trilogy. I do think that that fans could be even more hyped about this one because of the level of athletes you guys are getting. There are no 205 pounders who are as good as Max Holloway or Alexander Volkanovski. Right. These guys are at a very, very proficient level as mixed martial artists.
Right. He is. He's a fucking proficient savage, man. Well,
there you go. Gregory Moody, Max won both fights for me. All right, now I'm off the bandwagon. Gregory, what the hell? Max lost the first one. Come on, bro. The second one, that's different. The first one, Volk out-kicked him. Volk kicked those legs up, ate up that clock. We got to give credit where credit's due. These guys are either 2-0 or 1-1, but you can't say 2-0 Holloway. Come on. It's too much love. Too much love. Are you from Hawaii, Gregory? What's going on, bro?
Did Volk win the second one? Maybe. I mean, he got the decision, so fuck it. But I remember in the moment after seeing that fight, I thought Holloway was going to get the decision, but tricky, man.
The second fight, that's right. 100%. I think you told me you rewatched the fight and you rescored it for Volk. True?
I did. But like, you rewatch it again, maybe I'll feel differently. I don't know. I don't know.
For me, AJ, when I rewatch the fight, that's always the pick, right? Like when you first watch it, you're not really scoring it. You're having fun.
Yes.
On the rewatch, that's the one I believe. So if on the second watch, you thought it was Volk, I
it was extremely
honest opinion.
Extremely close, though.
Yeah.
Like, and it's, you can give it one way or the other. That's just the way that I saw it. Now, Mike, do we jump to the main event now?
Let's do this shit, guys.
Main event of the evening. Woo! Israel Adesanya, Jared Cannonier. For those watching, make sure to smash the hell out of the like button and subscribe if you're new. The middleweights going after it here. And I'm excited to see what Adesanya brings. I think Cannonier takes a new level to him. Mike, give us the Finch breakdown for the main event. I want it.
Israel Adesanya has been undefeated at 185 pounds for a reason. These guys are not able to outmuscle him. You guys keep looking for somebody to drag him onto the ground. I know that Marvin Vettori did have a takedown or two, and everybody wants to do what Jan Blachowicz showed us was possible, which was get on top of Israel Adesanya. Well, here he is against a very powerful man, a guy who used to fight at heavyweight, light heavyweight, and by the way, Brian Stan called Jared Cannonier a big light heavyweight. He was big at light heavyweight. Well, here he is at 185 pounds. I'm going to just write that off as a possibility. I think this is a striker, Jared Cannonier. A lot of people, I'm responding to in the breakdowns are trying to say that Cannonier might be able to out-grapple him. I don't see it, guys. If Marvin Vettori couldn't do it, if Paulo Costa couldn't do it, I really don't see how Jared Cannonier gets on top of him or out-grapples him. Okay, so let's write that off. Now we got a striking match between the best kickboxer since Anderson Silva, and he's striking against Jared Cannonier. Lots of power. We got to respect the power. But Paulo Costa has power too. Yoel Romero has power too. Power is not enough. You need a delivery system for that power. And I don't think that Cannonier is going to be able to close that distance, AJ. Guys, here's some homework for you. It's free on YouTube right now. Go check out the UFC posted it. Jared Cannonier's last fight against the wrestler Derek Brunson. Jared Cannonier was not doing that well on the feet up until he got that knockout, right? Jared Cannonier was able to knock him out in the clinch with an elbow. Before that, I think that Brunson was doing fine on the feet, and Brunson's striking looked not that solid in that fight. If he had trouble closing the distance on Brunson, he's never going to make it to Adesanya. He's never going to make it. So
Right.
I think Adesanya fights him at a whole other distance. I think Adesanya controls this fight, does what he wants with it. I think this is one of the most impressive performances of Israel Adesanya's career. And yes, I do think it's possible that he stops Cannonier. That's going to be the tough question for me is it a stoppage? Is it a decision? Let's just go money line. I don't think the odds are too crazy. Let's just go money line if you're thinking Israel Adesanya. I do think this is a perfect matchup for him. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a reason why Israel Adesanya wanted this fight. And it's not just because of what he said that it's fun. It's fun for him because he knows he has the juice to be able to sort of control this fight against the very powerful Jared Cannonier.
Love it, brother. I'm with you. I think Adesanya is going to win. I think Cannonier brings the beast out of Adesanya, and I do think counter-strike KO in the third round. I am going to list you off the odds for this one before we let in our final guest of the show. Right now, Israel Adesanya minus 480 is the favorite. Jared Cannonier plus 355. I'm going to jump on the KO prop. It's plus 160. Not great, not terrible, though. I feel like we are going over a round and a half, probably even over 2.5, but I don't like it as much. Over 2.5 is minus 200. Over 1.5 minus 350. The money line of Adesanya is hideous, though, Mike. That's the problem. But it's a parlay piece for sure. I do think so.
I didn't know it was that wide. Damn, I got to be checking these odds. You guys know how I do it. I hate checking on the frickin' odds because it influences me. That is too wide.
Too wide. Too wide. Listen, we're both going to ride Adesanya. If you're on the betting side, maybe you're going parlay. Maybe you're adding in the knockout prop. And I'm curious what our next guest is going to have to say about this main event. Let's bring on Bruno Bulldog Silva.
All eyes on me.
Bruno, what is up, my brother?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Doing well, my man. Excited to talk to you as always.
Oh yeah, excited to talk to you guys. I've been here in Brazil for a long time. I feel like my English is getting worse. for so long I'm not speaking English. It was like, you know what? Let's practice a little bit.
Let's practice a little. Obrigado for coming on. Thank you. Good to see you. And I know you spent some time over there at Fight Ready in Arizona. That had to help the English, no?
Yeah. That's a good part of my English for sure. I'm practicing a lot there with the team for sure.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really do appreciate it. Bruno, you're coming off of 2 big-time stoppage victories. They were very impressive. Clearly, you have a lot of power in your right hand. Those were very, very impressive victories. You're moving on up in the division. Tell me, Bruno, where are you at right now? Are you ready to step up in the division and have a big fight? Because I know the UFC loves people who finish fights, and Bruno, you've been finishing fights.
Hey, trying to. Yeah. Now I'm in Brazil. Actually, I'm in the same city of Patricio Pitbull. I'm in Natal. Hey. I'm here with these guys. Nice. But damn, I'm sad to say, but I'm an injury now. You know, I did my surgery in January. I'm recovering now, getting better. You know, probably after the end of the year, I want to fight. I cannot wait, man. It's been a long time already. The time going so fast, you know. It's like, damn, man, too fast. But I'm keeping like training, you know, recovering. I'm trying to watch all the fights, study all the fighters to be the best, you know. Yeah, but man, I've been doing good my last 2 fights, you know, two bonus, 2 guys, 2 sleep, good time, man. Yeah, I'm excited. You know, I just want to be 100% to get back training. Now, you know, nothing I can really say. You know, I'm not really the way I want to be, you know. But let's see. The time's going fast. In a little bit, we'll be 100% training and go to the top.
Let's go. That's what I like. I like the confidence, Bruno. I like it. Let's go. I'm excited for you to come back, man. You're fun as hell to watch, and I want to see you rack some chins up. You know what I'm saying? You can put them on the mantle behind you. Now, question for you is going to be about this weekend's card. You're saying you've been studying the fights and the fighters. I'm curious some of your predictions for this one. You have fellow countryman Pedro Munhoz fighting Sugar Sean O'Malley. I want your pick on this one. I got to ask you, who do you think gets it?
You know what?
Be honest, Bruno.
Yeah, fuck, man. It's so hard, man. You know, so hard. But you know, Sean O'Malley, he's pretty good, man. He got the distance. He's a.
We got him. We got him. He's still here.
Sorry.
You're good.
Sorry.
Sugar Sean O'Malley has a lot of distance when he fights people.
Yeah, good distance, you know, good. He got good right hand. He's long, but man, honest with you, I don't think Sean O'Malley is all that, man. He's too skinny, you know. When you're too skinny, they break you, you know. He's like long. I think Pedro is gonna win, man. You know, but It's hard to say, but because Pedro is getting old too, you know. But if you do the right thing, you know, seeing with my eyes, calf kicks, you know, he can break Sean O'Malley. He was hurt on the, I don't know what fight, but with the kicks, it can break Sean O'Malley. His leg is too skinny, man. You know, but I don't know. We'll see. But if I have to put my money, I will put in Pedro Munhoz, you know. You guys know UFC helps Sean O'Malley so much, man. So much, you know. It was like, man, if the UFC give me all those good fights, I will have five bones straight
Bruno,
up,
I think you want those good fights. We got to dye your hair pink and let's grow it out a little bit. Let's bring some flair.
Yeah, man. You know, it's like fight's not easy, man. But the UFC can help you a lot. If the UFC choose you to be a superstar, man, you know, you're in good hands. But it is what it is. We're here to fight, not to, you know.
There it is. Well, you said that he's getting old. He's only 35, Bruno. I don't know how much it will be age. You know, it really seems that the difference is Sugar Sean O'Malley's boxing to me. Sugar Sean O'Malley, pretty good boxing. And like you said, Bruno, they brought him up the right way. The UFC, when they see a prospect like this who sells, right, more money, they treat him right. They bring him up the right way. It seems like the right fight at the right time for him. Bruno, I'm interested at the top of the card then. 2 title fights. What are your thoughts?
Damn, man, really. Damn, I wish I was there, man, watching all these fights, you know, and hang out with these guys, just learning with these guys, seeing, feel all the energy. Fuck, man, cannot wait to be there. But man, we've been watching here, Holloway and Volkanovski. Holy fuck, that's a hard one, you know. That's a hard one.
Good fight.
Both, yeah, really good fight. Both so good, you know. I was watching right now the countdown.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Max Holloway was saying for 50 times in a row, you guys are gonna see tomorrow. Watch tomorrow, Saturday night. I was like, you don't need to speak good English to go to the press conference, because Max Holloway always saying the same thing.
True. Dude, AJ, everybody's brought up this press conference. We got to see this press conference.
We got to watch it now. We're behind.
Oh, the guy who going to fight the funny guy, man. He's so funny.
Sean Strickland.
Yeah, he's funny. He's really funny, man. I like that guy. He's talking shit. I like him. But damn, that's a hard one. I don't really know, man. If I have my money to put in this guy, Like, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I can give you the pick. I'm going Volkanovski. Volkanovski. I'm picking him by. We both are. Yeah, Volkanovski decision. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the same, man. I think the same. You know why? Because Holloway is really good, but coming the same thing for me. Two skinny guys, you know.
Too skinny.
Too skinny. We break these skinny guys, man. We're like short as fuck. If you kick leg with it, like leg against leg, the skinny leg is gonna break. So I go with Holloway.
Let's go. What about in the main event though? You going against the skinny guy, Adesanya? You think Cannonier beats him?
That skinny guy is so fucking good, man. But you know what? You know what? Garry can cause a lot of problem for him, man. I know. Because for me, he do the right thing, you know. If his grapple is real, he can cause a lot of problems to Israel, but that's the problem, man. Do grapple with that guy because he's so good at distance, good in the footwork. You know, he's big. For me, he's getting weight. He's getting better and better and better every single fight. You know, but like I said, if Garry do the right thing, man.
Right.
You know,
exactly right. Yeah, Garry needs to be able to knock him out.
Yeah, I think that's hard because Israel have so good distance, you know. He's good fakes. He can, you know, it's hard to touch Israel with the power. You know, he's too long. You know, every time this guy's trying, he's like, he's like, hey, how can I say? I don't know if my English is really good. If you guys understand everything,
I understand everything. Yeah, I understand everything you're saying, Bruno. Don't worry.
That's good.
But yeah, these guys try to punch with the power is real. He's so long, man. Good distance. Oh, he step back. And every time you touch him was like with no power, you know. But I go with this real, man. You know, it's hard to put my money on Garry. You know, yeah, it's real for sure, guys.
I agree with you. Pedro, let me bring up a technique because you're talking technique with us now, and that's perfect. What I saw when Israel Adesanya fought at 205 pounds, he fought Jan Blachowicz, yes? Jan Blachowicz threw something, Israel leans back, Jan Blachowicz shoots a takedown, takes him down. When somebody leans back like this in boxing, what's available? The body, right? So normally somebody leans back in boxing, you hit them in the body. In mixed martial arts, when Israel Adesanya leans back, it seems like the takedowns are available there. Only Jan Blachowicz has gone through that hole. Do you see this as well? It seems like these guys who lean back, they give you their legs for the takedown, no?
Exactly. And then the other big thing, man, big thing against the skinny guys. They got very skinny legs. Every time you lean back, the calf kick is free, man. If I'm Garry, I fucking kick the leg all day. Just kick the legs. Don't try to touch that guy's face. You know, it's so hard. Like a Dominic Cruz, it's all the time like this. You know what? The leg is there, man. Fake. Smoke with the hands. Whoa, kick. Smoke with the hands. Whoa, kick. I think that's the good game against Israel, you know, and shoot the single legs, you know, calf kicks in single leg all day. If you try to strike with him, I'm sorry, you're gonna get fucked up.
Yeah, Bruno Silva, I think you might have the blueprint to beat Adesanya. Somebody needs to bring you in to approach.
Let's go. Yeah. Hire him, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go, guys. I'm getting old too. And someday I'm gonna be a coach.
Yes, sir. Hey, how old are you now, Bruno? What are you, 27?
32.
32. Feel like a
20, you're looking young, Bruno.
Baby.
you look young still, bro. Listen, you feel like you're 18 forever, Bruno.
Bruno, in some of the comments over here, you've got people wondering what your problem is with skinny people. So we got to pull a couple of these comments up. Kevin El Basri, Bruno Skinny Killer Silva. Andy Gonzalez, what is wrong with skinny people? Let me ask you this way, Bruno. The best fighter in the world was John Jones. John Jones' legs are this big, right? So why are so many great fighters, Anderson Silva, John Jones, Israel Adesanya, they are tall and skinny legs?
No, they're not, bro. They're not. In my opinion, they're not too skinny, man. If you see John, his leg is skinny, but not the whole body. And Anderson Silva is like, yeah, I can be skinny. No, I'm just talking shit, you know. These guys is like,
okay.
That's the only. That's the thing I gotta say to have these guys. They so good, man. Max Holloway, fucking good. I can't. I can see mistakes in Max Holloway game. You know, he's so good. The Israel Adesanya, how can I say something about this guy, man? He's like, they can be the greatest the whole time. You know, they so good, man. I'm just saying what I see. You know, I see skinny legs. If I see skinny legs right in front of me, I will kick it. You know, I will kick it. That's what I'm thinking. You know.
Don't put skinny legs in front of Bruno Silva. They can kick the fuck off.
I don't know. Some of these flyweights are thin. Davis and Figueiredo's legs are not that big. I don't know.
Bring it on.
Let's go. All right, Bruno. You're in the flyweight division in the UFC. It's pretty stacked. Who's the dream fight? Who does Bruno Silva want to fight?
So I'm gonna say like Hansa, I'm the king. Bring everyone.
I kill everybody. Bring everybody.
I kill everybody. Bring it on.
Bruno, it's his favorite fighter. His favorite fighter is Khamzat.
Bruno, you're coming up my list though, Bruno. You're funny as hell, bro. I'm a bigger fan after this.
I'm love Hansa, man. Fuck, I'm love all these guys. You know, different style. They all great guys, good guys. You know, I'm enjoying be part of the UFC and get a chance to know these guys. To sometimes hang out there. I was live with Henry. Just be around all the MMA fighters. Like it's an honor for me, man. You know. I want to be here too with you guys who like watching, you guys fan, work with that. So, it's just a pleasure, man.
Yeah. Hey, listen, bro. It's a pleasure to have you here chatting it up with us and breaking these fights down, Bruno. You're the man.
Kill everybody.
You're gonna smash. These guys, brother. You're gonna smash.
Yeah, he's made these guys, brother.
Smash him.
We learned a lot about him in that last fight, Bruno. We're gonna see where Khamzat Chimaev goes. A lot of people, Bruno, they think that Khamzat Chimaev is the best mixed martial arts fighter in the world. You think he's gonna be champion?
I think so, man. Yeah, I think so. He's gonna be a champion. I think so. Because he's young, Kamaru's getting old. That's the high level is like. I think he's gonna be champ.
I like it. I think I think so. Mike knows that I think so. I believe he's gonna do it.
Yeah, he's really good, man. You can. He's proven every single fight. He's proven, but he was not like he was thinking. He was thinking it's to be like easier than that, But his last fight he fought against Burns was a freaking battle. Was it's really hard. It can be the same with Kamaru. It's like I think he already can be Kamaru, man.
Ooh, wrestling.
Everything, man. Wrestling, striking.
I think Bruno, his last fight, if he strikes like this again, it's a big problem. He got pulled into like firefight, like chaotic and not technical. I think if he does this with Usman, it's not a good choice, right? I think maybe more technical would be better.
Yeah.
I think Usman beats that version. I think Usman beats.
Yeah.
It's a good fight, though. It's a good fight.
Without the jiu-jitsu threat,
I
think Usman doesn't look as good.
Yeah, I think Usman got way more experience than him, so he's gonna play with the experience. But with the time, if you give time to Hansa, if he keep training,
what he's capable of is maybe being the best.
He's keeping doing good, man. He can be the champ soon. I believe that for sure. That motherfucker is good. Kill everybody.
There was a controversial decision in your division. Deiveson Figueiredo got his belt back over Brandon Moreno, and it was a close fight. So let me ask you, Bruno, who is the champion? Who won that fight between Figueiredo and Moreno?
No, the last one, Deiveson win that fight for sure, man.
I agree.
Brandon dropped Brandon so many times. How many times Brandon dropped Figueiredo? None. So, and the fight was close all the time. And then the other part, takedowns. Like Deiveson take down Moreno, take the back. That was clear. Deiveson won that fight, 100%. Easy to see. It was not that close.
I agree with you. Yeah, a lot of people were debating that, but I completely agree with you. I think Deiveson Figueiredo did win that fight for sure. He landed all the better shots, more damage. He got the knockdowns, the takedowns even. He took Brandon Moreno down with wrestling. So, of course, he wins that fight. Is that the top flyweight then, Bruno? How do you match up with those guys? When you look at Brandon Moreno and Deiveson Figueiredo, do you see future opponents for you? Is this where you're going to be?
For sure, man. I feel like I'm already there. I'm not there already, but I feel like I'm already there, man. I was training with these guys when they moved to US in 2015. I was living. Me and Henry and Brandon, we sparring every single day in everything, grappling, boxing, MMA. I feel like I'm already there, man. I'm training for a long time already with these guys, top level,
Yeah.
It just you have to win your fights, My career in UFC was like not that really good, but still good, The fights that I lost was pretty close with really tough guys, My first fight was 135. They sent me to Australia, And then the second one was the really good guy from David Devorak. He's from Czech Republic. Really good, top 10. And then after that, I fought against the Khabib's cousin, Tagir Ulanbekov, from Dagestan. Really good grappling, good wrestling. Only top guys, man. Only top guys.
True. True. And then you knocked out JP Buys and Victor Rodriguez. We saw that, Bruno. But we've been missing you in the cage, man. Over 1 year out of the cage, Bruno. How do you come back without ring rust? How do you come back and have a great performance?
Man, I will. I'm sorry, can you repeat? My phone's...
No problem. Yes. Bruno, you haven't fought in over a year. We've been missing you in the cage. We want to see you fight. There's something that Dominic Cruz says doesn't exist. It's called ring rust, right? When a fighter hasn't competed in over a year, how do they compete at 100%? Bruno, what have you done to make sure that in your next UFC fight, you're at 100%? And let me also add on, when are you fighting again?
Like I said, man, I'm not 100% yet. Just been doing my recovery. Probably off the end of the year, will be 100%. And then, man, we have a system, it is true. Like Dominic Cruz said, it is hard to get back on the track in the same level, but we got really good system, me and Harry. we how can I say, we find a way to train it. You can be on really good shape, you know, to compete really good. You know, I've been doing that my last 3 fights. I feel like I'm another fighter, you know. So I know what to do, man. I know what to do. It's never gonna be easy, you know, but I will do it. I will start training in Brazil when I get 100% training here. I got really good partners here, and then I will be back to Phoenix, you know, back to Fire Ready, start training a lot of wrestler with Henry, with his brother Angel, and then I'll be 100%, man. Really, with a really good wrestling, you know, with my hands sharp, and then I will be a problem for this division, man. Mark my words.
I like it, Bruno. Let's go. I like the belief. I'm going to throw a name at you that I think is a reasonable fight next. You've been out for a little bit. Do you want to take on maybe a Cody Durden when it's time to come back? You know, you've seen him. He just fought last week. Cody Durden's a name that just jumped to me. He knocked out JP, your former opponent.
Yeah, he's a good one. Let's go.
Let's go.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Let's go. I like it, Bruno. Let's go.
AJ over here matchmaking. Look at this. AJ setting fights up.
Listen, man, they should call me for the matchmaker job, man. We'll get the best fights in the division. Let's go.
Nice, dude. Yes. Obviously,
let's go, man.
An impressive performance in his last fight. What did you think of Cody Durden's win?
Well, I'm sorry.
What did you think of Durden's last performance? He was able to, win by knockout over JP Buys, and it was pretty impressive. What did you think of that fight?
He was watching my fights, you know. He was doing the same thing that I did. He was connected right hand, you know, like with the jab in the face, jab in the body, right hand. I connect the same combination.
Thing you did, yes. One and then the two over the top.
Yeah. Exactly. I connect this combination and JP like 3 times, man, on this fight. And then it's hard to say, but he watched the fights for sure. You know, he saw that, and then he was like, I think he was smart on the study the fight. You know, he saw that punch he can be connect, and then he did, man. He did a good job. Congrats. Come against me next.
Hey,
I'll be ready.
Let's go.
Let's
go, Bruno.
AJ made a fight.
Let's go. Cody Durden, Bruno Silva, UFC. Sign them up. Let's do it. End of the year. Let's go. Let's make it happen.
No. Less than that, man. I hope.
As soon as possible, man. Bruno's ready to rip some heads, man. Let's see. Cody Durden's gonna feel the Brazilian power, bro.
Yeah, exactly. What's up? Where are you guys from?
Huntington Beach, California.
And I'm from Tampa, Florida, brother.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, we got a lot of fighters over here in Huntington Beach, Bruno. You've heard of Huntington Beach?
Yeah. I've been there before with the Kevin Gastelum.
Nice.
I love Huntington Beach. It's a good place, man. I love to.
So I assume you were at Kings MMA.
Yeah, I was there in the Kings. Yeah.
Rafael Cordero. There you go. Just down the street from me, Bruno.
Yeah.
Next time you come through, we train.
For sure. Train with the mastery. Go to Huntington Beach, hang out by the beach, see the beach.
Yes, brother. It is beautiful, man. You know, one thing they have in Florida and maybe Brazil is warm ocean water. Out here on the beach is cold, brother. AJ over there in Tampa, it's
warm,
nice,
baby.
Ocean, right?
It's so warm. You walk in smooth, like it's beautiful jumping in the water, man.
That. It's cold over here.
The water in Huntington Beach is so cold. Oh, fuck.
Pacific Ocean.
The place that I am now, north in Brazil, in Natal, the place the Pitbull brothers from, the teams here is the only weather here is like summer weather because It's right on the Ecuador line.
Yeah.
That's the
Equator.
right way. Equator, yeah. Here's it's like a summer the whole year.
That's
The whole
crazy.
year, summer, and the water here is like a warm water the whole year, man. Good
That's
place
beautiful.
to live.
Like that.
That's nice.
Yeah,
That's nice.
I like that. That's one of the best things that Florida has over us. Besides that, AJ's got all the bugs in Florida and shit. We don't got none of that. They got all the
bugs do we got over
humidity.
here?
We're good on that over here. There's a reason why Master Rafael Cordero moved out here. It is beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful, man. Good weather too. You know, I normally in Phoenix, Arizona. Once the summer there, now it's
Hot.
it's really hot.
The desert.
there.
Yeah.
True. All right. So he's over there at Fight Ready. Do you get to work with Henry Cejudo directly, Bruno, and talk about training at Fight Ready? Why is Fight Ready the gym that you go to prepare for your fights?
Yeah. I'm training with Henry when I'm there because I'm really close to him. You know, he like I was training with him for a long time. When I started training with him, he was with only 3 fights in the UFC, and then I'm really close. When I got back to Phoenix, you know, I will knock the door. It was like, let's go, man. I need your help always, you know. And then he know me, you know, he likes me. He's my brother, and he's gonna help me. I know, and I will go there. Call him so many times because a little busy now, but now he's back, you know. This today, Demetrius Johnson was there. I don't know if you guys
saw
see
that. That's sick. That's so sick.
No, now I'm like, damn, I want to go there, man. You know, because Demetrius Johnson was always my I was always his fan. You know, the guy I've been watching my whole life when I started training was Demetrius Johnson. I was always mimicate him. You know. When Harry had to fight him, I was like, the first fight, I was the main training. And the second fight, I was the main training, you know. I was mimicking that guy for my whole life. And then once the time comes to Harry fight with him, I was like really close. The moves was like very similar, you know. I was a really good partner to Henry in this time, but yeah.
There you go. He said he's mimicking. For those of you guys who didn't hear him, he was mimicking Mighty Mouse all the way leading up to both Henry Cejudo fights. That's nice info, AJ. He's actually mimicking Mighty Mouse. That makes you understand Mighty Mouse's game at a whole other level when you mimic him. I mean, that must make you want to go train with both of them right now, right?
True, man. So bad, man. I'm training with this guy so bad. You cannot imagine it. But yeah, man, that helped me a lot. Me became Mighty Mouse for so long, you know. I was always trying to mimicate him before I know Henry because he was so good. Really? You know, I was like, you know what? Yeah. I will start training. I want to be the best, you know. Long time ago, I was like, if I want to be the best, I want to be like this. I want like this guy. And then I was like, work, and mimicate him. You know, that helped me a lot to grow like a fighter. You know, I want to know him. But actually, I have a little problem with him on the first fight. You know, a little just you know how it is on the fight week. You know, everybody's like look each other. I was looking at him and talk with my friends in Portuguese, and he kind of like showed me the fingers and they showed the fingers
Mighty
back,
Mouse.
you know, Mighty Mouse. But he cannot remember. I think he cannot remember this. I don't know. Maybe, yeah.
No way.
He was doing an interview. It's hard to piece that guy. He's very calm. He was like, doing an interview. I'm like talking with my friend, and I was like, I don't know what I will say something. He was like kind of like this. Like, fuck you. Fuck you. Yeah,
Mighty
bro.
Mouse. How the hell
Mighty-
did you piss off Mighty Mouse, who's like one of the nicest guys in the world?
Yeah, try to take his money or try to get in his mind. He's gonna be pissed, man.
Shit.
You know, doesn't matter who. If you're here now, start talking shit, you're gonna be pissed.
That is a great story. AJ, my
Yeah.
man over here is super nice, and he pissed off Mighty Mouse. How the
That's
hell?
hilarious. That's right. That's Bruno Silva.
Yeah.
He's got a unique ability right there.
I did, man. I did on the interview.
Okay.
I was laughing about it. That's happened with me so many times, you know. With the other guy, Marlon Moraes as well.
Oh shit.
Do you guys know that?
He was mad at you.
He was mad at me on the press conference in Chicago. You know, I was saying the flyweights gonna fuck you up in Portuguese. He was pissed, man. He started talking shit in Portuguese. Everybody was looking at me because it was a how can I say closed press conference. Only the UFC guys, the cameraman, you know, the reporters, was not open place, so was not that many guys there. And then we start to fight, you know, to talk shit each other. You know, it was a good time, man. So many great stories, you know.
That's great.
You piss off the nicest guys, so I gotta ask. Okay, you versus Brandon Moreno. You think you could piss off Brandon Moreno? You think you could get Brandon Moreno mad?
Yeah, for sure. Easier because I know him, you know. I know if I say something, he's gonna be pissed, you know. but you know, it is a game, you know. In the real life, I'm respect these guys, you know. I'm a big fan, but I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna kill everybody.
Yo, listen, Bruno, I hope after your next win, you do that in the post-fight interview. You pull a full Hamzat, just grab the mic. I'm gonna kill everyone. I come for everyone. I smashed them all.
That's what we want to see.
Yeah, man. That's what I want to do. You know, yeah, man. I miss be there. Actually, I miss fighting. I miss training. Cannot waiting, man, to be back.
You'll be back, Bruno. You're gonna be back with a vengeance, my man.
I will, brother. I will.
We're looking forward to seeing you back, Bruno. We definitely want to see you back in the cage. It's been a minute since you fought, so we're super excited to see you come back. Hopefully, we'll be able to interview you again around that time when you have a matchup. Maybe Durden. Maybe, but whatever the matchup is, we hope it's a good one for you. We did picks of this whole UFC card, Bruno. So before we let you go, is there a favorite fight? Because a lot of people who watch us, they bet on these fights. Who are you sure is going to win on Saturday?
I think Israel is going to win.
Yeah.
Israel, Volkanovski, and Pedro. Yeah.
I like it. That's the Bruno Silva confident picks of the week. Now, Bruno, before we let you go, too, tell everybody where they can find you. Where can they follow you? They want to see more of what Bruno Silva's up to.
Yeah, what's up, guys? I will send me my bank account. You know, you guys can go there, put some money. No, you guys can see me on Instagram, Bruno Bulldog, UFC. Just go there, guys. Follow me. You know, we'll post all my training, all my life in there. So thank you, guys.
Bruno, I'll follow you right now, brother. I'll follow you right now.
I will follow you guys back.
Dude,
thank
if you follow me back, then
you'll
be the realest motherfucker in the game.
Hey,
my man.
I got you with the follow, brother. I got you. Follow right now. My guy.
Follow back right now, guys.
Let's go, bro. I appreciate you, Mike. My man.
Super, super appreciate you coming on, Bruno. We hope to see you again. All the best in your recovery. And I've been out there to Fight Ready, so when you're back at Fight Ready, I got to get in the car and come say hello, okay? Thank you for stopping by, brother. Obrigado.
For sure, guys. For sure. Thank you, guys. Go there, man. It will be a pleasure to meet you there. Let's go.
Let's go.
Much love, Bruno.
Kill everybody. Smash everybody in the game.
Bruno Silva, ladies and gentlemen. We're going
Hey.
to jump to the money line locks of the night as well. And peace to our man, Bruno Silva. Money line lock of the night segment after a fantastic interview with Bruno Bulldog Silva.
He was good energy.
Dude, Bruno's the man, bro. He's the man. He's my favorite guy now to chat with. He's funny as hell, and he brings the heat, man. Now, Mike, I want to let you give the lock first. What do you feel is your lock?
Ooh, look, I think that the Muniz lock is awesome, but the odds are pretty wide, you know? I think the O'Malley lock is awesome, but the odds are pretty wide. So my lock of the night is Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland's coming out there and outboxing this dude. I think you guys will be surprised with the hands that Sean Strickland can put on our in a very, you know, a very decorated kickboxer, man. I don't want to underestimate, but hey, I'm sure some of you guys believe I am because I put a lot of energy behind my statements here. But I really think when you boil everything down, that the more veteran MMA fighter, the guy who's got the faster, looser hands, is going to be able to get the better of the striking here. I think that's going to be Sean Strickland. I think he does it via decision. Money line, Sean Strickland all day.
Wow, ballsy Mike Finch in the house. Now, I'm going to throw my pick on. I'm thinking we're riding with lock Dricus du Plessis. I think the momentum will continue in his favor. I'm riding with him. Guys, if you are looking to play some of these picks, use our MyBookie sign-up code Moneyline. Get yourself a 50% match bonus. And also shout out to MyBookie_MMA on Instagram. Give them a follow. They're building that page. They're doing a great job building it. And you guys might want to check it out. They post good content and they show us some love as well. So shout out to our people over at MyBookie. And those are the locks. But realistically, my lock is Muniz. Like, that's my real lock. Adesanya, real lock. When we get into Dricus du Plessis, it's called my value lock, and I have to give a value lock. I can't go and do a damn -300, -400 lock for you guys. That would just be disrespectful.
Which is why we have the next segment.
The next segment is our $100 parlay.
All the competition that try to compete, stand back, watch the bomb drop.
$100 parlay made me throw the shades on because I'm feeling like the fucking Mystic Mac this week. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Mike,
AJ.
I'm going to kick it off. I am.
Go ahead.
So I'm looking at parlays. I'm looking at numbers. I have Muniz as a lock. Of course, you put him in your parlay for the week. You have to. I know the value isn't great on Adesanya, but Cannonier is not going to beat him. Adesanya, another lock. Now we get into a little bit of a trickier predicament because we're sitting here and we're saying, do we want to add in Dricus du Plessis, our value lock? I think that's a potential play. Adesanya, André Muniz, Dricus du Plessis value lock plus 170. But let's say you're like, listen, I don't want Dricus, even though that's my value lock. Maybe it's not everybody else's. I do feel like you could look towards maybe touching something more like an over. The over 2.5 on this Barberena Robbie Lawler fight. That'll bring you to plus 145. If you also like Dricus du Plessis, you add them into the slate, then you're jumping at plus 315, which is a big line. That is what I would call a pretty quality parlay. Adesanya Muniz is the ultimate lock. Add in the over 2.5, Lawler Barberena for a little more juice to the sales. And then Dricus du Plessis if you want to risk it all on a value lock style pick. Mike, give me your $100 parlay, etc. A little bit of extras, all right.
Sugar Sean O'Malley, double him up with Muniz, and you're getting a little bit better value. Those guys should dominate those fights. Those fights should not be very close. You guys are getting, pretty solid chances of cashing that one. Now, if we want to spice it up, throw the champ in there, man. Israel Adesanya should perform, and I think that's a great 3 right there. My lock of the night I'll keep is Sean Strickland, and then, 3 guys who have the odds more so in their favor than Sean, Sugar Sean O'Malley, André Muniz, and the champ Israel Adesanya. You put them together, I think that's a sweet parlay.
Plus 115, and I'll also say I'd be very confident in that one as well. Mike, it's been a hell of a show today. This has been the longest money line of all time.
OT, brother.
Holy shit, over 2.5 hours. I hope you guys enjoyed the longest show of all time.
That's right.
We killed it. We had Patricio Pitbull, Bellator's greatest fighter of all time. We had Chris Therien, high-level hockey star, and then also, running the Ice Wars commentary booth. And then we had Bruno Bulldog Silva, who said he's going to follow us back on Instagram. So let's see if he comes through on that one.
Bruno Silva could not have been nicer, man. He was down to hang out all night. I could tell too. Brought a lot of good energy. And
I would have had a joint here. We could have just smoked it up for the next 5 hours.
I think so, dude. I think we could have kept going, but me and AJ have been going for 2.5 hours. So I feel like we need. I need dinner. You're out there on the other coast, though. You need to go to bed. So
I need dinner, bro. I need dinner.
You need dinner too. There it is.
I need to take some medication, bro. I need to take better.
AJ is recovering from being sick. So thank you for putting on 2 hours and 40 minutes of content while you're sick. John Cannon said, loved the interviews. Hell of a show, guys. We appreciate that, Mr. Cannon.
Thank you, brother.
Very much.
Thank you.
And yeah, just big shout out to our guest. And I got to say, having the number 8 pound for pound fighter on planet Earth on our show, I just thank you so much to Patricio Pitbull for taking the time. We do appreciate it. We respect the man. And, all the best to the Pitbull brothers, man. I'm excited to see him in a few weeks.
Yes, sir. Much love, Mike. Much love to everybody watching. Smash the likes. Subscribe if you're new. We're going to sign out, and we will see you guys. I'll be tomorrow for me with the weigh-in recap, and then Saturday for the full card fight companion. Much love.
There it is.
Peace, everybody.